Ecolom and Junk Tag. How is everybody doing? Today it is really warm in Amsterdam. I'm in a tank top as you can see, and we are doing the social experiment, so let's see how many people will stop by. You want to try a social experiment? Can you guys hear me okay? Yes, sound is good. Nice. Love it. I'm on the side where there is some shade. We might move a little bit. The music is also on this side because of the shade. But yeah, we'll do our best. Guns out. Hell yeah. It is warm. Gotta show them guns, right? Oh, that's such a weird thing to say. I don't know why. Nice biceps. Thank you. I think my triceps, though, is much more developed than my biceps. But yeah. Ah, damn. Well, give me a second. Is the sound still okay? I had the charging is kind of wonky today, apparently. Hey, Emily D. Roy S. Nice to see you here. Okay, sound is still good. Okay. Hey, Martin. Nice to see you here. Okay. Looking good. Thank you. Hey, Ali. Nice to see you. Dandelion gum. Can't have guns out in the Middle West. Man, that's such a weird thing. I wasn't gonna sit here. I was gonna sit where I've been sitting in the last couple of days. But there's a festival or something happening there. I don't know what's happening. Maybe there's a protest or something. It's just full of red flags and stuff. It looks more like a festival. There's a lot of people walking by, but let's see how many people stop by. Arms looking massive, thank you. Kuka says first person is vegan, let's hope so. I think sometimes also like it is really warm, that's why I dress this way, but I think sometimes it also can intimidate people, and I don't want that, so I have another t-shirt on me just in case. Yeah. Erwin is here. Hey Erwin, nice to see you here. Okay. Let's get some people. You guys want to try a social experiment? We are right next to the Bibles also. The red flags are the socialist flag, Chippy. International Workers. Oh, International Workers' Day is a big deal. Oh, okay, maybe that's what it is. Global 2022, the global chicken population is approximately 25 billion. Yeah, exactly. Let's stop bringing 26.56 billion. Exactly. Let's stop bringing them into existence just so that we can have a sandwich with our flesh. That's insane that we do that, isn't it? Oh, damn. Battery? Oh, no, the battery's okay. My phone lately has been really acting up. The screen just turns. You guys want to try a social experiment? Just ask you some questions, that's it. Okay. Sandwiches are better without moral atrocities, exactly. 4 million pigs are slaughtered for food every day. Jesus Christ, that's insane. Poor pigs. They deserve more. They deserve some form of moral consideration. Definitely not be exploited and slaughtered for optional products. sunglasses also. You want to try a social experiment? That's the thing when sitting on the street doing these experiments. You never know, like, how many people are gonna stop by. You know. Sometimes there's a mass amounts of people and nobody stops by for some reason. Hi.
Hello?
Do you want to try the social experiment?
Yes, of course.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yes.
Can you come a little bit closer to this? Or what's your name?
Fabian.
Fabian. Nice to meet you. I'm Chet.
Hello.
Fabian, how do you feel about animals?
I am happy they are with us on Earth.
You are happy they are with us. Okay, well, that's actually an interesting question that I want to ask you, since the way you phrased it. Do you think animals are here for us, or they're here with us?
With us.
With us, exactly. Do you think that animals deserve moral consideration? And by that I mean that if our actions impact them, then we should consider their well-being.
It's a question.
Yeah.
You know, I am concerned as much as how we treat, we are with one another, human being and animals, but
Yeah.
also how we are with other human beings.
Yeah, but I'm
And
assuming you're a nice person to
living
every
life.
human being, right?
Sorry?
You're a nice person to every human being that you meet, right?
I hope, I try.
Fair enough, you try, exactly.
Maybe not always.
Exactly. Do you think it's then also important that you're nice also to animals?
Oh, I think I am nice to what is alive.
To what
I
is
try,
alive? To all
yeah.
the animals that are alive? Okay.
And plants?
Okay. Are you vegan?
No.
So are you nice to the animals that have their throats cut and are exploited and slaughtered for you?
It is, you know, it's a big question. It is how you do it, which is a problem. When you think about 100 to eat meat every day and any kind of meat treated any kind of treatment, no. So I try to, you know, to eat local. In Switzerland we have farm nearby, people who are, raising animals. Indeed, they will kill them, but in very good condition.
Do you think we need to do any of this to them?
We don't do it to them like that. We need to eat.
We don't need to eat animals though, right?
But nowadays less than before. But we don't eat less animal than before.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
nowadays we should be able to eat less than before.
I mean, also, you know, some of the smartest people throughout history, like Albert Einstein or I think also Newton, they were all vegan. But so obviously they could have been vegan also during those periods. But
yeah.
like nowadays, yes, you're right. We can easily thrive on a plant-based diet. So then, how can we morally justify cutting their throat, regardless of how it's done, and chop
Yes,
them into pieces?
yes. You know, I am a curious person, so I walk to you to see what do you want to talk
Yeah.
about. But I am with a person who is deaf and blind, so I will not let him longer without me.
Yeah.
And I try. Maybe you should try to ask your question without as much personal
But it is
involvement.
personal, isn't it?
It is.
You have a responsibility for the animals that go into slaughterhouses
but
for you.
it is not exactly. I am doing a social experience. Come talk to me.
Yeah.
To me, it was more how is it about to talk to one another than to talk about a subject.
Fair
So-
enough, but you said you care about
Okay.
animals. And
Yes,
then,
I do.
and
But
then-
because you could have
But you
tell
can't-
me, do you care for art? I will have said yes also, and we could have talked.
But if you say you care for art and then
Yeah.
you go around like taking a marker to an art piece, I wouldn't say you care for art. So if you say you care for animals, but then you go around paying for them to have their throats cut,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say you care for
Yeah.
animals.
Okay, have
Right.
a nice day.
Like if I say I care for women, I can't go around beating women, can I?
No, you couldn't.
Yeah, otherwise I would be a hypocrite, right?
You'd be dangerous.
So do you really care about animals?
Okay, bye.
Yeah. Ran away. So funny because she's like, I have to go to this person, but this person's like sitting there, and now she's sitting with that person. So she clearly went to run away from me. Funny. Yeah, run away from your responsibility. That's why it is. It's so nice to be in a tank top weather-wise, but I always just feel so self-conscious. I feel like half naked. I don't like it. it's always a debate. But I thought, you know, it's gonna be really warm. I'm not gonna sure if I'm gonna get any shade. Might as well. Yeah, you are dressed casually. I am indeed dressed casually. You wanna try a social experiment? Animals deserve to live also. Why are you self-conscious? I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's weird. I don't usually go on in tank tops, so I guess that's why. Still half naked, as I said. That's okay. You want to try the social experiment yourselves?
Hello, sir.
Hey, you want to try
How
it?
you doing? Yes.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's your name?
My name is Chet.
Chet. Okay. So I'm gonna need the confirmation you're okay being live for my YouTube channel.
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. So, Chet, where are you from?
Originally,
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
I live in Germany,
Yeah.
but I'm originally from Italy and Cartago, which means it's in the middle of Europe and Africa. Yeah.
Let me ask you this: do you think it would be okay to kick an animal?
To kick an animal,
Yeah.
why should it be okay?
I don't know. I'm asking you. Maybe
I
some
think
people find it okay.
isn't okay, no.
No, it is not okay.
Of course not, no.
Okay. Okay. Why not?
Because it's just like the human beings, we have rights, and we don't want to be kicked, you know.
Yeah.
I think you wouldn't feel okay if I would kick you, or
Exactly.
the same way if you kick me. So the animals do feel the same like us, even though they're not. This such intelligence like human beings, but they can feel.
What if I sedate them? Would that make it okay to kill them, so that they
If you
don't
said
feel?
they them,
Yeah.
they them, there are humans, there are animals which you can pronounce like he or she, which means from biologically, so it doesn't change anything.
No. So if I sedate them, by that I mean like I give them a tranquilizer, they no longer feel pain. Would it be okay for me to kick them?
I think not. No,
No.
of
No.
course not.
No. Do you know why?
It's because they're the same animals like before.
I would say because they have a subjective experience of the world, you know, like kind of like you do, like I do.
Yeah.
And when you kick them, regardless if they feel the pain or not, they still have this experience of it, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. What if I wanted to kill this animal? Would it be okay?
It depends on the reason.
Depends on the reason.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, the fact that I'm inflicting violence on them is no longer, it can potentially be warranted. Can you explain to me when it would be warranted for me to be violent towards an animal, as in me killing them, or for what reason is it warranted?
So there are particular reasons to be violent against animals because they are also, from the nature, violent to us humans. I mean,
Yeah.
if we weren't so intelligent like right now, and we would live in the nature, they would eat us too. So it is like
So in self-defense, you mean?
it's self-defense. It's okay, yes.
Yeah, self-defense
And,
is one.
I
Let's imagine
think,
that they're innocent, they're not attacking you or anything like that.
But I think not. No.
So
There
then
would be
killing them would
absolutely
still
no
be
reason.
wrong, right?
Yeah.
What if I brought them into existence for the sole purpose of killing them?
Of killing them.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't do it because I don't feel right about it.
No, it doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So then, all this, you got to keep into consideration. I'm all going to ask you, what about animals in animal agriculture? The cows, the chickens, the pigs? Do you think they deserve the same considerations?
I mean, not like today. I mean, today they're just like born to be eaten. You know.
Yeah, to be killed.
To be
born
killed.
to be killed,
Just
yeah.
like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like products,
Yeah.
and they are sold like products, and they're killed like products, and I think that's not right. I mean, if you get from religious expect that you have to eat like a sheep or something like the Muslims do one time a year, even at that time which they believe in, they ate like 2 or 3 sheeps for a whole family a whole year.
Yeah.
So, and I think this is completely normal, but to eat ham every day or to kill every day in masses, this is I think this is nature. It's like
But can I ask why? Like, what's the difference between killing one animal for food and killing 100 animals for food? Like, why is it that you say one is okay or two per year, as you said, is okay, but 200 per year is
I
wrong?
mean, they got their reasons. I don't know their reasons.
No, but according to your logic, because you seem to think that one is okay and one is wrong, and I want to understand what's the difference in your mind. Why is it okay to kill 2 animals for food, but
I
wrong
mean,
to kill
in
200?
religious aspects,
Is
there
it
are
just
some-
a religious thing? I'm sorry.
I don't know. I think because there are some people who do it just because it's the way they live. And the thing is, there are some people like the Christians, which they believe in the Old Testament. It does say that the world has been created for us humans,
Yeah.
for us human beings, and everything which is in this world until the day of judgment will be destroyed after we humans leave this world.
Yeah.
This is what Christians believe, and that's why you could eat animals,
But like,
but you don't use animals just to eat them because they also got their purposes to be here in this world, like for the whole.
so when is it justified to use an animal to eat them, and when isn't? That's what I want to understand.
I don't know, to be honest.
You don't know.
I
So
mean-
what if we put this, like, let me just insert this variable into it and tell me what you think. What if there's no need for it? There's no need for you to consume that animal product, so there's no need for you to kill that animal. Would then killing an animal to eat them be justified?
I mean, for what? I mean, if I don't need it, then I shouldn't do it.
If you don't need it, then you shouldn't do it. So, okay, I appreciate
easy,
that.
yeah.
Okay, so knowing that today we can thrive on a plant-based diet and we don't need to kill any animal for food or to exploit them for any other animal product, wouldn't that logically imply that you shouldn't be consuming any animal product?
Logically, yes. In my aspects, my lifestyle, yes, I could change it,
Yeah.
like in this aspect
Yeah.
for my life, but I don't think and believe in the same things like other human beings, which means they got their own, principles and their own lifestyle. So for me, there's absolutely no reason. I mean, if everything is plant-based
Yeah.
and I don't have any reason, then I can
Yeah,
change
but you
it,
could, you could. I'm sorry for interrupting you there, but you could choose to no longer put animals in slaughterhouses, to no longer kill them, given that none of it is needed. You might think that it's not a big impact, and we kill 90 billion land animals per year. So you going
That's
vegan would be, I don't know, sparing around 100 to 300 animals, but obviously 100, 300 animals compared to 90 billion means nothing in that whole big number, but it means everything to the 100 and 300 animals that you would be sparing them, this idea, right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So, what do you think? What do you want to do going forward? Do you want to
don't
continue with
know.
this?
For me, it's I'm a martial artist,
Yeah.
and I'm living very traditionally, and I don't know. It's just how I've been raised up, I eat
I
animals,
appreciate
but we don't eat a lot of animals. Like, I don't know, we eat like one steak or something in a month, and that's it. And we buy it from a farmer, so we don't buy it from local markets like Rewe or something which we have in Germany.
I understand, but
So I don't know. I mean, I think it sounds normal or it sounds better for me to change into completely no meat, because even though meat can be, animals can be killed in a better way than they are being killed right now, and in better mass than right now, because it is too much. And I don't know. The
But
thing
they would
is-
still be killed. That's why when I posed this experiment at the beginning,
Yeah.
even if we sedate them, which would theoretically mean they feel nothing, we would still be doing something bad towards them. When, especially given that there's no need, it would be immensely bad. Like sometimes you can justify doing horrific things. Like if you're on a deserted island, and you need to survive, and you have to kill an animal, you might do that. But if you need to kill a human to survive, you might also do that. Yet
For me,
on
it's
your
just-
day-to-day, you would
I
never do
it,
that.
I do it. If I eat it or if I do it on religious purposes.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't do it. So yeah, the only
But-
thing I do is eating eggs. So which means
But do you know what the chickens that lay eggs will go through?
I know. Yeah.
Have you
That's
seen
why,
the macerator, how they get blended up alive?
I live in a farm, so I don't buy eggs from local supermarket.
They
But
all
I know
come from
what
the same place,
they're
yeah.
doing through. But I know the chickens, which eggs I'm eating from.
But they're all female, right?
I think they're females.
Yeah, so when they hatched from an egg, what do you think happened to their male counterparts?
I don't have any idea, to be honest.
They were blended up alive. They were put in an industrial macerator. Can you hold this for a second?
Yeah, of course.
I'll show you a little bit what I mean. Yeah, so this, you see this right here? This is what they do. They when the chickens who lay eggs are born, they're a different breed than the chickens who are grown for meat. So when the male chicks are born as that species, they grind them up alive on their first day of life. They put them through this macerator where they grind them up alive because they're useless. They don't produce eggs. That's why, well, they're not useless. They consider them useless. And the same is, either blending them up alive, or gassing them to death, or putting them in a bag and asphyxiating them to death. There's all these practices that you see in small farms, large farms. All of them do kind of the same thing. Isn't this fucked up to do to animals?
It's completely fucked up,
Yeah.
to be honest. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, it's crazy. And I've seen a lot of things, to be honest. And I didn't knew that already. But the thing is, you're completely separated from everything that happens.
Yeah.
Like it is happening in the
By
in the
design.
background. So you can't see it. You
They
go to the
especially do that so
supermarket,
that you
see
buy the products.
eggs, and I don't know. Maybe sometimes an illustration of a chicken which does this one. Here's thumbs up. Tube-based. I don't know. Good eggs or something, but you can see what's happening.
Why do you think they make
background.
this type of marketing?
What do you say?
Why do you think they, in animal agriculture, makes this type of marketing?
Just make this type of marketing because.
Yeah, why don't you
it's-
think they show you the truth like I did just now?
It's because of marketing, If we see the truth, we wouldn't buy it.
Exactly.
I mean, we wouldn't buy even a lot of other things if we knew exactly which is in it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, they want you to buy it. That's it.
I know.
They will lie to you and show you all that you need to see so that you buy it. That's it. How about we do this? I'll give you a card,
Yeah.
and you learn more about it. And if
course.
you seem like a honest, logical, compassionate guy, I appreciate that about you.
I hope that. Thanks. Thanks.
And if you decide that you don't want to be part of it, you have all the resources there to help you out with that. Okay.
That
Can
should
you,
go.
Yeah, that's my YouTube channel. Can you watch the Minion or the most important speech you'll ever hear?
I think I will watch
They will
everything
appear. They
because-
will appear once you scan this QR code.
Okay.
Just to learn what
Alright.
else they're lying to you, what else they're not showing, and then you make your own choices
I
about what
appreciate
you
it.
want
I
to
think
do.
it's cool what you're doing right now.
Hey,
Yeah.
thanks,
Have a good
man.
time.
And have an awesome time in Amsterdam.
So you're a vegan?
I'm vegan, yeah.
You're a vegan and you're
Yeah.
training vegan, right?
Yeah, of course. You see,
Everything
no
vegan,
problem.
that's crazy.
Yeah. No worries, man. You
Awesome.
can obviously build muscle and do everything you
I
want
know.
as a vegan.
You don't even need proteins that much. I mean, you can build it just from there.
I have a fuck ton of protein. I don't even know what, like nowadays I'm like, how do I minimize protein? Because I get 250 to 300 grams of protein per day and I'm like,
That's
it's
crazy.
too much. I need to, switch.
Yeah. You're looking good. Okay.
Thanks, man.
bro.
Cheers. Have a good one.
We'll watch your videos.
Yeah. I felt like I didn't need to push him too much. I felt like he was kind of there, but I felt like he really didn't need to make his own decision for this. So, yeah. And as you see, obviously showing off my muscles actually helps. Let's see. Will everybody? You are one of the best Twitter activists. Thank you so much, Adam Reyes. Good morning from Vermont, says Daniel Hertz. Hey, nice to see you. I honestly will. Let's see if anybody will say that you can't get protein on a plant-based diet. Let's see if anybody will tell me that today. If anybody says that today, that you cannot get protein from, not that how do you get it, people may ask me how do you get it, because I'm like, they may not know how to do it, but if they make the claim that you cannot get protein from a plant-based diet, then any money you will donate, I will donate to a sanctuary. So let's hope somebody makes that claim. Just because somebody disagrees with you, you start making up accusations. What kind of accusations have I been making up? As I said, if, I'm assuming you understand simple logics. If this, then that, doesn't mean that this happened. It means that when this happens. Somebody called me a bell end. I don't even know what that is, but I'll take it as a compliment. Thank you. You guys want to try a social experiment?
I will come and talk to you.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Sure.
What's
Who
your
are
name?
you?
I'm Chip. What's your
Hi
name?
Chip, ik ben Kana. I'm Kana.
Kana. Nice
Hi.
to meet you, Kana. Where are you from?
Holland?
Holland.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, Netherlands.
Yes.
Okay. How do you feel about animals?
Love them
Love them
and eat them.
and eat them.
Yeah, it's a little bit hypocritical, but hey.
Do you think that animals deserve moral consideration? And by that I mean that if our actions impact them, then we should consider their well-being?
Ask me this again, and then
So-
in an easy way.
Sure. So if our actions
You mean
impact,
killing them?
whatever actions we're doing is
Yeah.
impacting an animal, do you think we should consider how they're being impacted by it? By our actions?
Again, because I don't understand the way you ask the question.
Sure. So let me put it this way: if something that I'm doing or
Yeah.
something that you're doing
Yeah.
is impacting an innocent animal,
For example, a leash on a dog.
for example, a leash on a dog.
Okay.
For example, you're walking down the street, you're driving your car, you're biking your bike, and there's an animal in front of you. Should you consider their well-being?
Yes.
As in, maybe don't hit them with their car, don't hit
Of
them with
course,
their bike, all that
of course,
stuff.
of course.
Of course. Okay.
In the end of this conversation, you make me a vegetarian.
Okay. So I hope so. Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Also,
okay.
that's the goal on
That's
this.
my goal on this. Okay, yes,
Now
yeah.
I know why you're
You
standing
know why
here.
I'm standing
Yeah.
here, yes.
The only thing that
Yeah.
I am not going to stop is killing mosquitoes. I'm sorry.
Listen, I kill mosquitoes too. Like,
That's just
let me just put
the
it this way.
animal.
There's a difference, right? Like if a mosquito is in my house, they'll
Yeah.
attack me.
Yeah.
And when an animal attacks you, you have the right to defend yourself, right? It is what it is. If I would go around killing mosquitoes,
Yeah.
if I would go out of my way to kill mosquitoes, it would be a totally different thing, right?
I even put some effort in making some homework. I think we can do without.
Yeah.
Like spiders, I love them in my house because they catch the flies. But mosquitoes, I have like scars from them.
I put this thing in my socket that keeps them away. That just
Okay,
keeps them away.
cool.
And if they go in, they'll die. I don't have to kill them, but
Yeah.
it tries to keep them away. But let me ask you this, because if we come back to animals, like, do you know anything what happens to dairy cows, for example, the cows that we use for milk, cheese, all this kind of stuff?
I used to milk cows.
You used to milk cows, so you know the process of the artificial insemination for the cows, that
Yeah.
they separate the
Yeah.
babies from the mothers
Where
afterwards.
it comes down to is that people are spoiled so much. I like meat. I
Yeah.
think I don't need it.
Yeah.
I have conversations with friends that even my back teeth are square. So in a revolution, we need to eat meat. Apparently, that's also bullshit.
We don't know.
We
I'm a certified nutritionist. You can look it up online. There's several studies showing we don't need any animal
we don't
products.
need it.
No.
So I always say once we have to hunt for our meals ourselves, I think the percentage of vegetarian people will be sky high.
Yeah.
So we get it ready on the plates. We don't want to know what happened in the transport all the way to our plate. And I think we should. I'm admitting also I'm a lazy fuck. I just like a piece of red meat sometimes.
I get what you mean, but like, where do you, like, I understand, because it's been kind of like habit for you, right? It's been something that you've been doing your
Yeah,
whole life,
yeah.
and maybe it's a little bit difficult to change.
No, I talk to friends that are vegetarian.
Yeah.
I listen to them. I tell myself you don't need to eat meat every day anymore. That's for me a beginning. So I teach my son, let's try and don't eat meat every day.
Yeah.
And slowly, we try to help a bit,
But if you found out that we don't need any animal products, it's not just meat, dairy,
No.
eggs, all of this, because behind all of these
Money.
products, there's extreme exploitation, abuse, and slaughter of animals.
Yeah, I know.
Like for all of them.
Yeah, I know.
And when you said money, do you mean like it would be expensive for you to quit all of this? Is that
No, it's just that all the good stuff in life are more expensive. Not all of it.
No, but like,
But, you know, the non.
The sun is free. That's what you meant.
yeah.
Okay, okay.
No, but the stuff that the bio food tastes better, and it also is with meat the same stuff. The money makes the world go round, and all the stuff that is not meat but needs to taste like meat is still, I think, more expensive than real meat.
Depends. So now in Albert Heijn, every week they have a plant-based product that is discounted to 50%. Like that you can
cool.
buy
So
for the small
Now I
price.
learned from you, and I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Yeah, so there's a thing, Vegetarisch Lager is this week, and one of the thing, if you want to try something that tastes very similar to meat, is called Leaded Beef.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very funny naming,
Yeah.
but for me, it's exactly how I remember. I haven't eaten meat in 15 years almost, so I
And you
really
don't look pale.
no,
Like I always
nothing.
say, people that don't eat meat, they look sick.
No,
You
no.
look great.
Thank you so much.
So,
Yeah, I
it's a
work
good
out. I do everything.
PR.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's why I do it. Oh, let's get out there. But yeah, so there's that one product. There's several. I immediately want to understand, because when we go back to your values, it seems like your values say that you respect animals.
Yes.
And let me ask you this: if I say I respect women, but from time to time I go around and I just
Rape one.
slap the ass of a woman or rape one,
Yeah.
do I really respect them?
No.
No, I
No.
do not. Right.
So
then-
what I told you, I'm a hypocrite.
Yeah.
From the beginning, I told you this.
I know.
Yes.
So it's not just what we say, but our actions matter more than what
For
we say.
sure.
For sure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It feels like you understand the idea that you need to go vegan, not vegetarian, by the way, because again, vegetarian is the same thing.
Let me
at
check
the end
out
of the
your
day.
shoes. No leather, huh?
No, they're actually vegan shoes. From I bought them when I was in US.
I'm not
because it's-
surprised.
Yeah.
Try eating mushrooms.
Yeah, mushrooms is a good one.
Yes, my son. I will hallucinate.
No,
Or that, yeah, sure, why
and
not?
get the message, stop the meat. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Go on.
if you go fishing
Yeah.
and you catch a fish and you prepare it yourself and you eat it there on the spot without any other food available, is that a wrong thing?
Well, let me
Without
put it this
any
way.
other food
If you're-
available.
If you go
Like
camping
on
or
an
something
island.
and you run out of food, you go fishing and you eat a fish.
So if you're
Yeah,
in
but
a
that's,
situation,
that's to survive. I
Yeah,
think that's a
that-
whole
that's a-
different
Not
Not
topic.
to
She
survive.
gets it, she
Let's
gets
say
it.
you can walk 15 minutes and go to a grocery shop, or you go fishing and you eat your fish.
Go
Oh.
to the grocery shop.
go to the grocery.
But people like fishing and like the.
But fishing is actually extreme. It's one of the cruelest things we do. It seems so relaxing to us because we're just sitting outside on a boat or something, and it seems peaceful and calm to us. But what we're essentially doing is we're taking one sentient being out of their water,
Yeah.
and we're letting them asphyxiate to death because they cannot breathe properly
Yeah.
in air. They breathe in their water. It's accustomed to taking a dog and drowning them so that you can eat them.
It's even worse when they do it for fun and throw them back again.
Yeah, because they break their lip,
Yes.
they inflict pain just so that they get something out of it.
Yeah,
It's-
that's
it's-
disgusting.
Yeah, because animals are not here for us, right? They're here with us.
And before us, I hope.
And before us, yeah, exactly.
Hey, we're gonna get some.
Yeah, listen, you should be
culture,
vegan. You
yeah.
should, no excuse,
Thank
no
you.
excuse,
I
no
have
more
no idea
hypocrisy.
what you were talking
Yeah.
about, so I was just curious. And you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you. I'll give you this card. You have my YouTube channel.
Yeah?
If you scan this QR code, there's these two videos on top that I urge you to watch one of them just to learn about all the practices
Sure,
in animal agriculture.
I'm open for it. I
Just
don't
please watch
promise
one of
you
these
I
two.
quit from today on.
Watch one of these
But
and
I'm
ask yourself if you want to be part of that. That's it.
Yeah.
And then you have there a thing called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day, and help you go vegan for free.
Thank
Stay
you.
within your budget and everything, okay?
And I'm sure you mentioned it to your viewers.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't
yeah,
have to like.
Yeah.
check
Yeah,
out,
they
check
have
out,
it.
check
They
out.
have it in the description.
Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much.
I'm proud
and
of you.
Thank you. Watch that. Watch one of those two videos, okay?
Yes, I promise you.
Thank
and
you.
it's
I
worth
appreciate it.
something.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. I mean, see, we can have nice conversations with people, can't we? Can have nice conversations with people without people getting defensive and stuff. I love that she didn't get defensive throughout all of it, but I also didn't push her too much, I guess. Yeah. Almost took it over. Yeah. I think that if she watches one of those videos, she'll definitely. If she won't go vegan, she'll be very close to it. But I guess that the best we can do is talk to people and hope push them further. That's the best we can. If we can't achieve more than that, right? No Sandman. I don't know what that is, Sandman. What do you mean? Is that an expression? Does that mean anything? And by the way, everyone, thank you for being here. And if you're enjoying these conversations, hit that like, hit that subscribe. We're here often. I don't know. I want to say almost daily nowadays, but a couple of times per week. Sometimes I take breaks also. And we speak on behalf of animals. When she watches Dominion or the best speech, she'll go vegan. I think so too. I think she'll as I said, I think she'll definitely try, or she'll get as close to it as possible. And yeah, it matters. It will depend a lot on how much of an impact it will have on her, right? I think that's the big deal. That's where people are. This guy is smart. This guy is smart, has emotional intelligence, and he sees and knows what he does. Lol, use your skills to get rich. Says wisdom lover. Wisdom lover, I chased that dream. I'm done. Why would I chase the dream to be rich? I was at some point where I had enough money to be happy and not need anything more. Why would I need to be rich, man? You know what's the best thing you can do in life is help someone. That's the best thing you can do in life. Make the world a little bit a better place. Sorry, sorry everybody, give me a second. I think we're gonna have to have a little bit of a dark thing here on top, everybody. I'm sorry about that, but I had to cover the phone, otherwise it gets overheated. I'm also not sure how long I'll stay today, because hi, we don't wanna sit in the sun too much. It's not healthy. What is everybody saying? Yeah, as I was saying, chasing riches doesn't really bring you anything. You'll see. When you get to a stage of making money, you'll want to go to the next stage, and so on. There's always more money you can make. And while I understand the idea of a challenge, and I think we should have challenges, I don't know, it's just not very fulfilling to do all that, because at some point it just doesn't bring you any more extra stuff. I think if you want to search fulfillment in life, try to fight for a social cause, try to fight for rights of humans, try to fight for rights of animals. Try to fight for somebody, a social cause. It will help. It will help you. It will help you feel much better. Even if you'll see it'll tell us a little bit cringe at first, you'll have some difficulty at first, eventually it will be better. Our kid fell off his bike. Well, he's with his family, it's all good. Wayne Schultz says this is what arrogance looks like. No, Wayne Schultz, this is not what arrogance looks like. I'm saying you should not seek to be rich. I'm saying you should seek a good life, and if you reach that point, do not seek to be richer, but rather seek to help others. It will bring you much more fulfillment. You don't even have to seek the rich in the first place. You can just seek to help others and have a way that you can live. You don't need all this. You don't need money. You don't need everything that money can buy. Unless you do need it, and then you should, go about how you need. But you know what I mean. Prof says, how will you retire? Well, I live in Europe. We have, we have a, what do you call it, a pension. Have your financial needs met and then positively contribute to your community. Exactly. Show them vegan noodles. I don't know what you mean, man. You wanna try a social experiment? Some people don't speak English. I think they wanted to, but they didn't speak English. Hey JD, nice to see you here. I mean, Wayne Schultz, you'll forgive me if I don't really trust your opinion too much if you called me out and saying I'm acting out of hostility. What do you do for work? I'm a software engineer. I work part-time, and the rest of my time I spend fighting for animal rights. I actually work for a organization, a non-profit organization, so I don't get paid a lot as my software engineer. But I have some savings, and half of my money comes from savings, half from my job. Yeah. And the reason why I quit my job, if you're ever interested in listening to this, a job where I was getting paid pretty well, even stock options and all that, as a software engineer. I was pretty higher up in the ranking. I don't know, it's just, that's the thing. The system is not built for working people. The system is not built for people who actually want to achieve things. The system is built for privilege. The more privilege you have, the easier it is to go up. And when I quit, I basically just got pissed off that I was making a good amount of money. I'm not going to say it right now on the stream, but the fact that the CEO of that company was making $150 million, I'm sorry, but no thank you. No CEO should be making $150 million per year. That's an insane amount of money. So yeah, no. Your work kills animals, says Max Schmidt. My work kills animals? How does my work kill animals? Please explain. So, do you mean incidental death? Do you mean accidental death? What do you mean my work kills animals? Do you think me working for a company that fights for animal rights is killing animals? Everyone must think like Chip. Chip is the best of human beings. Far from it. I'm just, that's the thing. I'm not sitting here trying to seem like a good guy or something. Thank you if that's how it comes up. But no, the reason why I say all this is maybe you're in doubt like I was. I was in doubt before quitting my job for a year and a half. And I only had a friend who reached out to me and helped me make the decision on my own, So maybe you're in doubt also, and maybe hearing this could help you out. Why not? That's the only reason why I say this kind of stuff, to impart the knowledge that I have done. You don't have to do what I do, by the way. W Grind says, maybe I'll be vegan again someday. I don't think W Grind, you know what being vegan is, because being vegan isn't a diet. Being vegan means you respect animals. So when you say maybe I'll be vegan someday, you're essentially saying maybe I'll respect animals someday, or maybe I'll respect animals someday again. Can you really respect animals once, then say, well, I don't respect them anymore, and then respect them again? No. Then you didn't respect them in the first place, did you? Eating plants not good. Eating plants is good. What do you mean? It's better for the environment, it's better for your health, and no sentient beings are exploited and slaughtered for you. So, yeah, better. Wayne Schultz. You know what, Wayne Schultz? Maybe you should be kicked out of the stream, because when you're going to be committing adhomminance, I think it's pretty clear that one of the rules is to not commit adhomminance, is it not? So, thank you. You can see yourself out, that's fine. Just don't commit adhomminance. We're here to discuss arguments, not people. We're here to discuss values, not people. Okay? We're not here to say one person is good or bad. We're here to say that action is good or bad. We're here to say that reaction is good or bad. Something like that, okay? I mean, I really want to interact with the chat, but like, every time I look at the chat, I just see people like W Grind saying, you tried, you failed. Like, what am I supposed to say to that? Please tell me, what am I supposed to say to you trying to insult what I do right now? What am I supposed to say to that? Like, I'm like, literally, I'm sitting here trying to have conversations with people, trying to show you the conversations that we can have with people, trying to be decent, trying to be respectful, and trying to show you that cognitive dissonance doesn't really matter how you speak to people, that cognitive dissonance will still set in. I'm here to show you that animals deserve moral consideration, that we don't have to exploit and slaughter them for anything. And you still want to push your rhetoric, which is oppressive, and I don't know, it's not really worth it. Did you put on sunscreen, Linda? Yeah, thank you, Linda. In 15 minutes I'll put again, because I think it's been an hour and a half. Can you discuss pet ownership as a vegan and pet diets? Well, I don't think as a vegan you should be owning individuals, regardless if they're animals or not. But if you're helping them and rescuing them from a shelter where they would otherwise sit their whole life in a cage, then you're essentially just giving them a better life. You're not, and as long as you're not treating them as property, I don't see the problem in it. And as for a diet, well, both cats and dogs nowadays have plant-based options which they can thrive on. And you can look at the studies. I think at some point I placed 3 studies I have in my repertoire about certain plant foods that meet all the nutritional requirements for both cats and dogs. So there you go. Both you and your animal companion, not pet, animal companion, can be respecting other animals. Daniel Hertz says, I would love resources on that. Daniel Hertz, if you drop a comment after this stream, I will, with this specific, so that I don't forget, I will reply with all the links to the studies. You guys want to try a social experiment?
Yeah.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Can you come closest? What's your name?
Amalia,
Amalia, where are you from?
Norway.
Norway. I'm Chip. So,
Nice to meet
Amalia, how do you feel about animals?
Very good.
Very good.
Love animals.
You love animals. Okay. Oh, nice.
There's my dog.
That's your dog. Okay. What's their name?
Pia.
Pia. She?
Yeah.
She,
I also
okay.
have a dog named Aria.
Oh, okay. So tell me, Pia. I'll focus on Pia.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a person who's watching right now called Pia, which I
Hey.
appreciate. So that's cool. So can you tell me, how do you see Pia? Do you see her as a member of the family,
Yes.
or do you see her as an object, or I don't know?
Definitely a member of the family.
Definitely a member of the family. Do you think that if Pia wants to live, then you should consider their wish just as much as any other human if they wanted to live?
I like. We're actually in a situation right now where Pia is. She has some problems with her hips
Yeah.
and her back, and I've actually been thinking about that a lot.
Yeah.
Because I don't want her to be in pain, and I
Yeah.
think it's kind of selfish to like let her live if she's very much in pain.
Yeah.
Because animals can't tell if they're in pain.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
still now she's giving pain meds and she's having a happy life. But I'm thinking about that constantly. But I think
Yeah.
they should be.
I guess even if you were to terminate her life, you would do it for her sake, right? For
Yeah.
her own well-being.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it would be kind of like a mercy thing. So, do you think that Pia deserves moral consideration? That was the question, and that I was actually wanted to ask you. And in that sense, is that if Pia, if something that you're doing is affecting Pia, then you should consider her perspective also.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And do you think this applies just to Pia, or just to the animals that you have within your house, or to all animals deserve this consideration if our actions impact them?
All animals.
All animals.
I'm
Okay.
I'm actually vegan.
You're actually vegan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I am.
That's what I wanted to discuss. Okay, what made you go vegan?
At first, I did it for my health
Yeah.
because I have this IBS,
Yeah.
and I've been struggling a lot with pain and been in and out of the hospital. I couldn't find the reason, and then I heard a lot of people got better when they stopped eating meat because
Yeah.
it's so hard for the stomach to handle.
Yeah.
So I just stopped, and then I wasn't in pain anymore, and then I also figured that I reacted to milk and eggs as well. So I just stopped eating it, and like after, because I really love animals and I've like all my life I've always loved animals, so it just felt really right, also for the animals' sake,
Yeah.
and also for the environment and for everything. So everything felt right.
What does being vegan mean to you?
It means, as you were asking, considering like other lives.
Exactly, considering the animals, yes.
Yeah, and because I really love all animals, and I think they should be treated well and treated with respect, and that we shouldn't like act as a human on top of the ecosystem and just decides who gets to live and not.
Yeah.
I think they should all get their place.
Yeah, so we shouldn't be exploiting them for food, as you said, but also
Mm-hmm.
for clothing, entertainment, and all this kind of stuff. Right?
Yes.
And now, do you speak up for animals?
Like I try to, but I also try to like listen to what other people say, because I know that if I'm being too harsh on my opinion, then they won't even listen. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to hear everyone's perspective and try to like ease people into eating more vegan and plant-based.
Yeah, so do you mean like with your friends, or do you actually go with strangers and speak like with activism groups and stuff?
I often like if I came to talk to strangers, I often like kind of start with that kind of things as well.
Yeah.
But I wish I could do more like actually activism, but I haven't had the time. I've been a student.
Yeah,
so,
fair enough, fair enough.
So now I'm having more time, and I
I just
would like
put
to-
this one hypothetical out there to understand the importance of doing activism. So let's imagine that there's a person kicking a dog on the street, right? If you see them, what would you do? 1, join them. 2, just walk past them, say nothing, or 3, say something.
I would definitely say something.
You
Yeah.
would definitely say something.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're not vegan, you would be essentially the person who's joining them in kicking that animal, right?
Yeah.
If you are vegan, you're essentially just walking by and ignoring that person is kicking an animal.
Yeah.
And if you're an activist, you're saying something, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly it, right?
True.
It's kinda, if you think about it, that's essentially what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
Some people are paying for animals to be exploited and slaughtered, and if you're not
Yeah.
saying anything, then you're just ignoring it, right?
True.
I appreciate you. Okay, well, let me give you a card. Have you heard of We the Free?
Wait.
We the Free.
No.
So We the Free is an organization. I actually also work for them, but that's not why I'm here right now.
Oh.
If you scan this QR code, you'll see it in the footer of this webpage. And maybe they have a chapter in your area, and you can meet other vegan people and do activism on your own. They
Oh,
only do it like
nice.
once every 2 weeks or something. So
Yeah.
why not?
Nice. Cool.
Right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. What was your name again?
Amalia.
Amalia. Chip.
Amalia.
Amalia. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
nice
you.
that you're vegan. Awesome.
Thank you for doing
Are
this.
you guys vegan?
No.
No, not yet.
Yes, it
I
is.
love that answer. Not yet. Not yet. Yeah.
But he's living with me, and he's basically a vegan. So
Have you seen what animals go through ever?
watch.
Like, have you seen this kind of stuff? This is pretty standard practice, yeah, that they go through. This is of course this is how they all end up with a throat cut. Then they drain their blood. Yeah, some of it is like this is halal. This is for sure halal. Yeah, this is halal. And this is just like a regular slaughterhouse. The way they keep them upside down.
I almost make me cry every time I see this.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Dairy cows are, in order to, they produce milk. So in order to produce milk, they have to have babies because they're mammals. So the farmers, they forcefully inseminate them. Let me see if I find. Yeah, so they forcefully inseminate them. Like somebody jerks off a bull, and then you can find this on YouTube, which is insane that you can find it on YouTube. And then they put their hand in their anus, hold their cervix, and then inject that semen in their vagina. And when the babies are born, well, sometimes they also mutilate them because they keep them in tight containers and they hurt themselves. So in order for the animals to not hurt themselves, they mutilate them. And of course, they strap machines on to milk them. And yeah, when the babies are born, they take away the baby so that they don't drink the milk because the milk has to go for human consumption. They isolate them. Say it again.
Just for the mother to produce milk.
Just for the mother to produce milk, yeah. Yeah, so basically for farmers, if they could make them pregnant without having a baby, they would totally want that. Because for them, the fact that they have a baby is kind of a nuisance to them. A lot of the times in the Netherlands, for example, which is a high welfare country, there has been a report showing that somewhere like 60% of dairy farms were just letting the calves, if they're born male, they were just letting them die out of starvation. They weren't even feeding them, which is insanely cruel. And yeah, Most of the times they kill them though, like the male babies, they kill them, and the female babies, they impregnate them every year, and at some point they kill them. Do you know when they kill them? When they can no longer impregnate them, which is like happens around the age of 6 to 8, and they can live 24, 25 years. So a third, a quarter of their life, and it's insane. This is why I became vegan. I was vegetarian for a long time, and I became vegan after learning about this. And I'm like, there's no way I can sleep at night knowing that I'm paying for an innocent animal to go through this. I can always buy any other type of product, like from a supermarket. It's pretty easy. Okay. Well,
It's really sad. Yeah.
yeah. You also have 2 videos there. I put them on the card. It's called The Most Important Speech You'll Ever Hear and Dominion. If you want to watch everything that I just said, Dominion shows everything. And if you just want to learn about what's happening, the other video is just a guy talking like I discussed with you, explaining what happens. Watch one of those with your family and see, okay?
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you guys. I appreciate you stopping by. Have a good
Have a
one.
nice day.
Cheers. You too. It was nice that their family were interested, sort of, you know. It's nice that she was vegan and that their family were like, I love that. I think her dad said, not yet. That's pretty cool. I love that yet when he said yet, which means he has been thinking about it. Dominion the movie, watch it full length. Yeah, Pia. Did you hear that her dog's name was Pia? It's a good name for a dog also, Pia. It's a beautiful name, Pia. I find it like a really nice name. Honestly, I never understood this idea of naming animals differently than we name humans. The dog that I used to have before was called Tasha, you know, just like we would name a human being. We should name animals the same way we want to. They don't need to have a stupid name. They deserve a decent name. Amanda. There you go. Call a dog Amanda or a cat Amanda. That's it. You guys want to try a social experiment? My dog's name is Carl, says Wade. See, that's a good name. So what do people consider when they think to become vegan? I mean, you know, a lot of people that want to go vegan, a lot of the times they're having issues thinking about how to manage their diet. But really, there's Challenge 22, there's Vegan Challenge, there's Veganuary. All of these literally help you every day by sending you recipes every day and helping you meet all your nutritional requirements. But if you want to be extremely specific, extremely within your everything that you want, you can just go to ChatGPT, say kind of what you want to do, say that you want to go vegan because you want to respect animals, and ChatGPT will come up with a plan for you to help you do that instantly. And it's pretty easy. And I think somebody texted me, wrote a comment on one of my videos and said that if you do it with ChatGPT, you can also get it according to your own convenience, according to your own budget and everything, like especially customized for everything that you need. So why not? Paul says, are you trying to pick up guys? No, Paul, I'm not. But even if I were, there would be nothing wrong with that. You want to try the social experiment? Why, Paul? Am I picking you up? Is that it? Vegan guns, yeah. To be honest, nowadays, with the advancement of ChatGPT, it's like even the excuses of not being vegan and all this, it's just, I think they're all just excuses. They're all they all just fall as excuses to convenience, or I've been doing this my whole life, because you can get so much information so much easier, so much clearer. And I know that even ChatGPT for some reason is built in a way to kind of tell you what you want to hear. But you can go around that if you're really interested in the truth, if you really value you knowing the truth or being on the right side, you can do that. Let me apply some sunscreen again. I gotta go to work. Hope you have a great day. You too, Daniel Hertz. Why aren't you eating eggs? Makes no sense. There is no baby in the eggs. Because male chicks are blended up alive on their first day of life for eggs. The egg laying hens, for every chicken that lays eggs, for every hen that lays eggs, there's a male chick that was killed because they don't produce eggs. That's one. The second, because when they can no longer produce enough eggs, they kill them, regardless of how many eggs they still produce. It's two. And three, because it's still exploitation regardless, and it is optional exploitation, so yeah. And this is what happens. You see? This right here. This is how they blended them up alive. You see this chick here? This is an industrial macerator, and this is the male chicks, and they blend them up alive. That's why. And you don't have to trust me on this. You can look it up. I've spoken to farmers, plenty of farmers who I've stopped on the streets. Spoken to people who had small farms, and they said that they had the macerator for the eggs, for the baby chicks. You want to try a social experiment?
I don't speak English, I'm sorry.
Ah, that's okay.
Nederlands?
No, Engels.
Ja, sorry.
That's okay.
Succes.
Dankjewel, fijne dag. No, English, thank you. And by the way, if anybody's interested in what I'm using, last time somebody said that sunscreen is not vegan. This is Nuki, I think. I ordered it on Amazon. It's vegan. You can find it. It's pretty good price. I've had good successes with it. No zits, no nothing. So I've been using it for a while now. Also as hand cream and face cream with sunscreen. But yeah, Renee says Chip's got the guns on. Oh my god, everybody's got this joke with the guns, huh? These aren't guns. These are safety weapons thingies. I don't even know. I never use sunscreen. You should, Erwin, you should. Sunscreen is very important because you could get cancer from the radiation of the sun. UVA and UVB are carcinogenic. Or you could simply burn your skin and make your skin look older. UVA makes your skin look older. So, yeah, you should wear sunscreen. Also during winter, also during summer. If the radiation is, I think, above 2, there's a UV index. If it's above 2, my opinion is you should wear sunscreen. I think they say if it's above 4, you should wear sunscreen, but yeah. Hitler was vegan. No, he was not. And even if you were, doesn't matter. Doesn't really mean anything. Hitler had a dog also. Does that mean that all people with dogs all of a sudden will commit horrible atrocities? No. There you go. But Da Vinci was vegan. Albert Einstein was vegan. Well, they all claimed they were vegetarian because the term vegan was invented later. But they were against the exploitation of animals, which is exactly what being vegan is. Vegans have brains. That's a myth. I mean, your attempt at insults is quite, how should I put this? You're essentially insulting yourself when you're saying that, because of course we have brains, we have a subjective experience of the world, we have emotions, we have a central nervous system. We couldn't be alive if we didn't have brains. So yes, we do have brains. If your attempt is to say that we are not intelligent enough, then I think yet again you are wrong, because you see most vegans were people who consumed animal products. The reason why they stopped is because they acknowledged that animals are sentient beings, which you should also acknowledge because this is scientific. And given the fact that there is no need for you to exploit and slaughter them, then you choosing to exploit and slaughter them makes you a hypocrite. So if you don't want to be a hypocrite, well, it doesn't make you a hypocrite if you do that. Actually, it makes you a hypocrite if you say you are against needless exploitation and slaughter. If you're against cruelty to animals.
What social experiment are you doing?
I'm just asking people some questions. Are you okay? Are you okay being live from my YouTube channel?
Sure.
Can you come here? What's your name? I'm a bit oiled up because.
Me too. I just put a sunblock on.
Same. What's your name?
I'm Alice.
Alice, nice to meet you. I'm Chet. I'll just do a fist bump. I'm Chet. Where are you from?
I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago. Wow, I've never met a person from Trinidad and Tobago. How do you feel about animals, Alice?
I love animals.
You love animals.
I have two of them myself.
Well, what animals do you have?
I have a dog and a cat.
A dog and a cat. Love it. So, can you tell me a little bit about them?
My cat is a rescue cat, and my dog is a breed dog that I had both from very small. And my dog was brought up by the cat, and the cat was brought up by my dog. So the dog thinks she's a cat, and the cat thinks she's a dog.
I love that. Okay. That's interesting. What are their names?
Federica and Methuselah.
Federica and Methuselah. Federica is the dog or the?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll ask you about Federica. Do you think that Federica seeks to have comfort, pleasure, like just in general a good life?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So if Federica wants to live, do you think we should consider her wish morally? And by that I mean that we shouldn't disconsider it just because she's an animal?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay.
She's a sentient being.
She's a sentient being. Do you think that animals deserve moral consideration, as in that if our actions impact them, then we should consider their well-being?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay. I'm going to ask you this one question. Are you vegan?
Yes.
You are vegan?
Yes.
Damn it. Another vegan. Hell yeah, I love it. Well, not damn it. That's awesome to see. How is it like being vegan in Trinidad and Tobago? I got to ask.
It's good. It's normal. Yeah, it's
Not,
fine.
is it difficult?
Yeah. No.
Interesting.
I
Okay.
remember well, probably don't know, but we have half of our population comes from India.
Yeah,
And so the Indian cuisine, it makes it very easy to be vegan.
fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Can I ask you, why are you vegan?
I had high cholesterol, and I decided rather than taking statins, I will try a vegan diet, and it works beautifully.
Fair enough. Do you know, what is being vegan to you? Is it just a diet or is it something else?
No, it is more actually. It's of course the whole consideration of eating animals.
Exactly.
It's rest assured that most of the meat in the world comes from animals that suffer their whole short lives, and it's if there's an option, why not try it out?
Exactly. And by the way, being vegan means it's a custom to feminism. It's a social movement, and it's for the animals. Feminism is for the women, right? So veganism is a social movement for the animals, where you say animals should not be exploited and slaughtered for me, and I will do my best to avoid it as much
Yeah,
as I
exactly,
possibly
exactly.
can. And you
I
seem to be
totally
doing
agree
it.
with that, even though that was not my reason
Yeah, I
initially.
understand. Yeah.
It's a very easy lifestyle to maintain, I find, and it has incredible health benefits.
100%.
Because my GP actually told me that if you take statins, your bad cholesterol goes down, but only the vegan diet, your good cholesterol actually goes up. And so it's definitely a win-win.
Heck yeah, that's awesome to hear.
Yeah,
That's awesome
it's also
to hear.
much less costly to live.
It's much less Thank you. Oh my God, you're just saying everything that all people, when I speak to people on the street that are not vegan, they always bring up exactly this: health, and you just debunked it, and then they bring up cost, and you just said it. Yeah, it's
Yes,
cheaper. It is cheaper.
It
in the
is
end.
cheaper,
Yeah.
and it's easier to cook, and it's just easier.
I appreciate it for stopping by so much. Let me give you a card. Do you do activism, any form of activism for the animals?
Nope.
Have you ever considered doing that?
Nope.
Let me ask you this. I'll put a hypothetical out there. So if there's a person hitting a dog on the street, what do? Do you A, go and join them, B, walk past it, say nothing, or C, tell them to stop? Assuming that your life
I
wouldn't
get
put in
so upset. I would yell at them.
Ah, you're okay.
I would yell at them and to ask them what they are doing, and I'd probably try and take the dog away from them.
You're an activist at heart. That just
There you
tells
are.
me because like if we're not vegan, what we would be essentially doing is we would be going and joining them to kick the animal. If we're only vegan, we're essentially just walking by and not saying anything while they're kicking the animal. And if we're an activist, we're actually saying something and speaking up.
Anything that gets kicked in the street, I would interfere.
Consider speaking up. You have resources here.
All right, thank you. So what you gonna do with this data?
So this is normally like a card that I give to non-vegans. So probably if you scan this QR code, you would see a lot of videos and footage for non-vegans.
Yeah.
But in the footer of it is the organization that that helped me with this. It's called We the Free.
Okay.
And maybe they have a chapter where you live, and maybe you'll meet other vegan people, do some activism. And if not, at least you have my YouTube channel there and everything. And
All right.
you can share some of these videos. Like if you want to share a video with your friends, the most important speech ever here, I shared it with a lot of my non-vegan friends. Most of them didn't become vegan, but a lot of them cut down on their animal production just because it's such a good
Consumption,
speech.
yeah. All right.
Consumption. Yeah, consumption is a production. Yeah.
Well, there you are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having this conversation with me. What was your name again?
Alice.
Alice. I'm Chip. Have a good one, Alice.
too.
And nice that you're vegan. I'll just give
Okay.
you another high five. Hell yeah.
Bye.
Love it. Ciao. Another vegan. In Trinidad and Tobago. Come on, let me hear you guys complain that it's expensive or difficult to be vegan. This person was vegan in Trinidad and Tobago. Come on. No excuses. Come on. And it's cheaper. Everything. She tackled all of it. You guys want to try a social experiment? Wow. Nice to see another vegan. Yeah, we've had two today, huh? It's insane. As I told you, as we sit here, more and more people are vegan. She isn't poor, she's in Amsterdam. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if she's poor or not. What she said matters because she said it's cheaper to be vegan. And it's true. I experienced the same thing. There's studies showing the same thing. What much more evidence do you need if studies, if anecdotal evidence, if studies, if nothing helps, what is it that you need? Like, it's insane. Of course it is cheaper. You guys want to try a social experiment? It's okay. Have a good one. What do you think about ritual slaughter? Oh, that's probably one of the worst things ever. Killing innocent sentient beings for religion or for... It's stupid, just as it is for... Far be it from me to judge your religion or anything, but, you know.
Hello, what
Hello.
experiment are you doing?
I'm just asking people some questions, getting them to think a little bit. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you okay?
Can you come a little bit here so that you're in view?
We are already in the audience already watching.
Yeah, what are your names?
Bogdana.
Bogdana?
Pretty.
Pretty. Where are you guys from?
Originally from Ukraine, but I live in Sweden right now.
Nice.
I'm from India. I'm living here. Yeah.
Oh, you live here. Okay, nice. Interesting. I'm from Romania. I'm Chip, but I also live here. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
here.
So,
When you're happy.
damn it. Give me a second. That's for the sun.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah, because otherwise the phone overheats. So, how do you feel about animals?
About animals?
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you like animals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like dogs. I like cats. I like birds.
Do you think that animals deserve moral consideration? And by that I mean that if our actions impact them, then we should consider their well-being.
We definitely should.
We definitely
Yeah.
should. Okay. Do you think that this applies only to the animals that we keep in our homes, like the cats, the cows? The cats, the cats, the dogs, or does it also apply to cows, chickens, and pigs?
Everybody, I think. Yeah.
Everybody. Everybody.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Also, do you think cows, chickens, and pigs deserve moral consideration?
I think they should be considered.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
I think they should be considered.
They should be considered,
Yeah.
right?
Because how are they different from other animals?
Exactly. But do you think that when we are farming them, are we giving them moral consideration?
The way how it is done today, no.
Is there
In many cases, I think.
Okay, and knowing that today we don't need to do any of it, and because we can thrive on a plant-based diet, if it comes to the diet, we can choose clothes that are not coming from animal products, right? Like we don't have to wear their skin or stuff like that. Do you see it then as important that you go vegan and respect their moral consideration?
I'm vegetarian, and trying to being a vegan sometimes comes with cost. It comes with lot of like you need to change something, so you have to
Financial cost, you mean?
financial cost. Like if you opt for like oatmeal or whatever, it's cost you more. And then the protein thing, you have to also eat protein on a daily basis.
Damn it, you mentioned protein.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's no.
Do you think you can get protein on a plant-based diet?
You can, but there are very limited options.
Do you think I'm lacking any protein? Or
Like-
that I'm limited in my protein intake?
But you must have been gone through that journey of knowing everything, reading about stuff, and like it's not easily given.
It's very easily. If you ask ChatGPT, it will tell you everything you need to know instantly. But let me ask you this, because do you think you're giving animals moral consideration when you're paying for them to be sexually exploited, and slaughtered?
No, I mean like.
I mean, for dairy cows, right? Because you mentioned you're a vegetarian. Dairy cows, why do they produce milk in the first place?
To sell?
Do you think dairy cows produce milk to sell, or what's the biological reason?
Do you mean, are you talking the people or the cows?
No, the cows. Why do they biologically produce
Because
milk?
for the babies.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So do you think they have babies when they want to, or do you think farmers?
No. We are well aware that it's forced.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
forced.
yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you're women. Would you want that happen to you?
No.
No. What if somebody had the justification saying that, well, it costs them a lot of money to get other types of milk, so they want your milk?
I mean,
Would that be justified?
no.
No. Yeah, so that's one part of it. When the babies are born, what do you think happens to them?
Are they slaughtered?
So the first thing they do is, because they don't want them drinking their milk, because the
Uh-huh.
milk has to go for human consumption, they separate them from their mother. If they're born male, they're classed as a useless product, so they are slaughtered. And if they're born female, every year, impregnated like their mothers, babies taken away from them and exploited for milk, and at some point they kill them. Do you know when? When they can no longer get them pregnant. And that happens after 6 or 7 repeated impregnations, so 6 or 7 years, and they can live up to 24, 25 years. Is that not cruel?
It's very cool.
Yeah, it's very cruel. So, like, I understand maybe what happened in the past. Maybe you're not aware of this, all of this. Maybe it doesn't really matter. I don't really care about what happened in the past. I'm just like going forward in the future. Is that when you way that you can justify continuing the consumption of animal products, knowing that you would be paying for this kind of stuff?
I mean, I think it's a very big decision to make right now on the spot. This is one.
Yeah.
And another one is that I don't think it's also, because basically it's going into a radical change. That's what you're asking about.
I mean, it's going into radical fairness. Are you not a radically fair person? Do you think sometimes it's okay to be unfair?
I mean, I've seen like these questions are also asked to a middle class person or like people like normal people. Nobody goes and asks these questions to a celebrity of why they are not ecological, why they are traveling so much, or why they are wearing so many clothes and like not.
This isn't about the environment, by the way, but
Like,
I would go talk to any celebrity right now about their involvement in animal ethics and in their involvement. I have no problem speaking to anybody. I just can't access them as you.
Yeah,
But,
so like it is like just because if things are easier for like the level of easiness is it's more easier for a celebrity than for us normal people. to find a gluten-free or a dairy-free, or and also like if you want to eat a sweet and look for a vegan option, I feel it's more difficultly designed right now.
If you're comparing your life as a middle class person versus your life as a celebrity, of course your life might be a little bit more difficult than a celebrity.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean. Does that mean anything to this subject? Because all the
It
things,
just
all the
means-
things that you do in your day to day will essentially be more difficult for you than it is for them because they
Yeah.
have more money. But like you, if you're saying that it is difficult to be vegan, it is not. If you're saying that it is expensive, also it is not. There's studies showing that Western Europe is actually 20 to 30% cheaper. I've actually the person before you who stopped by was a person from Trinidad and Tobago, which isn't a Western country at all. I expected her to say that it's difficult. She said it's easy and it's cheaper, which confirms exactly this. So I feel like we can come up with a lot of excuses, but at the end of the day, if we're paying for this atrocity, is there really any excuse that we could come up with?
Like if you go to Starbucks, you order a vegan coffee or a cafe, whatever, and then it's expensive. Like when you add like coconut milk or
So
whatever.
don't add that.
Then I mean,
Does your survival
like-
depend on taking the milk of a sentient being who made it their milk for a child?
I mean, like it does not justify for sure.
Yeah.
Like it does not justify. All I'm trying to say is, I don't think it's easy when you want to have a variety, when you want to taste, when you want no compromise, or.
But are you making compromises now, not eating dogs?
I don't want to eat.
Yeah, but we are not eating. We are, for example, I also don't eat cows and stuff, and like chickens and all that. For me, the reason is I like dairy products. Actually, I like.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, I like dairy
Like the
products,
taste and
and
such, yeah.
I like cottage cheese. Like I like
Yeah.
Eastern European cottage cheese. I like things done out of cottage cheese. There are specific types of cheese that I like.
Yeah.
So this is what you are talking about. It's requiring a behavioral change, and
Of course,
from a like ethical perspective, but maybe it's to change this behavior. It can be also not only about ethics. It can be about health. It can be about just like not feeling well. Some people eat dairy and then they are.
I tried being vegan. I got Hashimoto, and then there are very like people are saying you need to consume meat or protein, and then there are very few vegan things. Like I can eat soya, I can eat tofu, and for thyroid, soya is not recommended. So there are like I think I'm not clear. It requires.
But if I provide you with all the resources to help you thrive on a plant-based diet.
Yeah, I would like to try.
Yeah, okay. That's it. I understand if you're having difficulty or you don't know exactly how, but be aware that also ChatGPT nowadays, you can just tell ChatGPT what conditions you have, what you want to do, and they'll help you out instantly. And as for liking it, I understand where you're at. I used to like it too, but like, I just ask myself, is my pleasure, my 10 minutes of pleasure, because that's kind of how long it takes to eat one of these, worth more than everything that these animals go through? What do you think? Is it worth more?
No, definitely not. And this is the sentence where I left my non-veg. I used non-veg,
Yeah, like I feel like if you can get everything else, and you can like, I understand that maybe like plant yogurts may taste a little bit differently, but you get used to it, and then to me nowadays, like I think like animal yogurt made from dairy would taste weird. I tried it in US. They have milk and dairy products made without any cows or any animals involved, so they're vegan, but they're also dairy, so they have casein and whey. And I tried them, and I was like, I don't know. I didn't miss it. I just didn't. There's not like your taste buds adjust. You adjust to liking newer things. But and I understand what you mean that we should be. I can tell you about the benefits of a plant-based diet for sure. Like environmentally, there's a huge benefits. Health-wise, there's huge benefits. But at the end of the day, when it comes to an injustice, which is what we do to animals, I think we should consider the injustice itself. For example, if we take another injustice and this isn't me trying to be emotional or anyway. Like I'm just mentioning an injustice where if I punch somebody,
Yeah.
it's an injustice that I do to them, and you shouldn't tell me to stop because my fist would hurt, but rather because it's an injustice that I do to somebody. You
Yeah.
see what I mean? Like sure, there's benefits of my fist not hurting, but see what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me give you a card.
What do you do exactly?
Also, that's I try to have a positive conversations with people and try to get them to go vegan.
Yeah.
Try to speak on behalf of animals more. The experiment always goes a little bit differently depending on the
Yeah.
person, so it depends a lot. Can I just give you one card for both?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so you have Dominion and the most important speech you'll ever hear. I urge you to watch one of these two just to learn what animals go through. And there's a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist, send you recipes every day, and help you go vegan for free.
Okay.
It's everything that you need, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. It's
The
very
di-
interesting what you are doing.
the
I think
dif-
it's also very brave.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
the difficult question now.
Yeah.
How many more animals should be exploited for you until you change?
0.
0.
I'm not that honest. I don't have a good answer to that one.
How many do you want?
I will not be giving numbers because then I need to take responsibility and follow through.
So
And
you don't want to take responsibility?
I don't want to quit my dairy, like eating dairy at the moment. But I don't say I'm completely closed for that. But at the moment,
Can you just promise me you'll watch Dominion?
which one? Dominion?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I can watch.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and really watch it and ask yourself if you really want to
Yeah.
pay for that because that's what you're paying for.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Have a nice day.
Have
Yeah.
a nice day and
Yeah.
make better changes. Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Sorry, everybody. I gotta. Okay, here we are. That was a okay conversation. I feel like the woman from India was more interested. The other woman wasn't. You know, I don't know. I have days when I feel like I just don't want to argue with people. Honestly, I just don't want to argue in general with people. I wish activism would just be like, hey, let me tell you something. Animal agriculture is selling you the story of happy cows, but the reality is that these cows are not happy at all. They're forcefully inseminated, they have their babies stolen from them, they get killed, they get raped, they get exploited. It's all a shit show. I wish I could just tell people that and people would react like, oh my God, what can I do about it? And then I say, well, you know, stop paying for it so that animals can no longer be brought into existence for this purpose. And then like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, I'll stop. Maybe then they'll ask, well, can you help me do that? And I'll say, yeah, sure, here, I'll give you resources, but, you know, I wish it were that easy. I wish we didn't have to argue. Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah, sure.
Can you guys come here then?
Yeah.
What are your names?
Simone.
Simone?
Gina,
Dina, where are you guys from?
I'm from Italy.
Italy?
Catalonia.
Okay, nice. Catalonia, okay. How do you guys feel about animals?
Uh,
I'm Chip, by the way, I'm from Romania and I live here. Yeah.
that's a difficult question.
Yeah, so let me ask you this, bullfighting. You said you're from Catalonia. You're familiar with bullfighting, right? How do you feel about bullfighting?
About
Bullfighting.
La corrida.
I'm not agree with that
You don't agree with it? Can I ask why?
because the animals don't have to pain.
Yeah, it's cruel and unjust towards
Exactly.
them, right? Yeah, okay. And it's completely unnecessary also, right? Do you think that it's okay to be cruel and unjust to animals?
If it's
Is it okay to be cruel and unjust
No.
towards animals? What do you think?
No, same. I guess it depends though. Like, what do you mean by cruel and unjust? Because we eat them, so
Is that cruel and unjust?
maybe sometimes it can be.
Sometimes. When is it not?
Well, most of the time. That's why I said it's a difficult question. Yeah. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been here talking.
Yeah. Like I feel like, let me put it this way. If somebody were to be choosing to bring you to life so that they can kill you, would that be cruel and unjust towards you?
For sure.
For sure, yeah. Do you think
Yeah.
that all animals in animal agriculture have this fate?
Not all of them, though.
Not all are brought into existence to be killed?
No.
Which ones aren't?
Let's say, like, if I am talking about wildlife, I don't know, have you ever eaten that deer? It happened, and they haven't been, like, they've
Oh,
been, like,
fair, I
just-
see what you mean.
yeah.
But they still get killed, and right?
Yeah,
They still
yeah,
get
yeah.
violence done onto
Yeah.
them. Do you think any of it is necessary for us?
I can totally say no,
Yeah.
for sure.
So
I
we can
agree
thrive
with
on a plant-based diet, right?
that. I agree with that, yeah.
So then, how can you as an individual morally justify paying for animals to be brought into existence to be
'Cause
killed?
I like it. I like the taste.
You like the taste, yeah.
That's a very fair answer, I would say, I would argue.
So would it be fair if somebody did the same to you because they like the
But that's a
taste
bit
of your
different,
flesh?
because I don't speak with animals.
Somebody who couldn't speak to you.
Like, no, well,
Let's
it
imagine an
depends.
aliens come from another planet. They have power over us. They're technologically advanced, far more intelligent than us. They can't communicate with us because they don't speak through vibrations in the air. They just
Yeah,
speak through
sure,
telepathically
sure.
or something. Would it be fair if they started doing to us what we do to animals?
Like, you're like knocking on an open door with me, because I'm trying
Yeah.
to quit, but I can't because of the taste. That's just it.
Is that it? The
Yeah,
taste
yeah,
keeping
I-
you?
yeah.
But what is worth more to you, the taste or the
Well,
full life that
well-
animals have?
I don't know, because sometimes you just gather around meat and stuff, so it's kind of hard to say no to all of your family or of your friends that are around it. So it's also a social thing.
Can't you gather around not a dead
You can do it.
corpse?
You can definitely do it. But
Yeah.
you can. But if all of your friends are like doing, are eating meat, what do? Do you just step out and you also isolate yourself?
Are you religious?
I wouldn't define myself like that.
No, but if one of your friends were Muslims, would you put a pig on the table?
It depends on the friend, I would say. Yeah.
It depends on the friend.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Because maybe they can understand that it's part of our culture and stuff that we still eat. Not me, but.
so would you respect this person's fact that they don't want to eat pig?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So why wouldn't then your friends respect the fact that you don't want to consume animal products?
Yeah, that's a fair question, but sometimes I just show up and what's on the table I have to eat it.
You don't have to. You can
Well,
always
what do I
not
do?
eat.
Do I fast?
You can bring something from yourself. You can
Yeah,
you
but
can teach your friends that
that's
they
not
don't.
that easy.
You can teach your friends that there doesn't have to be a corpse on the table. Let me ask you this: hypothetically, if your friends invite you to the table, and there's a dog on the table that they killed and cooked,
Yeah,
would you find the same? Would you be in the same situation where you're
No, but
like,
that's not part of our culture.
doesn't matter? They just said,
No,
well,
that, yeah,
we're
well, that
changing.
matter. Yeah, that matter because it's not part of our culture.
But
to
culture
eat
is
dog.
just a group of traditions and actions that we've been doing for a long
Yeah,
time,
sure, it's
right?
exactly. And
So
we
all of
have-
a sudden they say they want to change all that and they want to now
I'm
eat
totally up
dogs.
for it, but I would leave you with this, and I'm not the one who starts, who begins with it. I'm not one of this kind of person.
You're not the one who?
I'm not the one who's gonna like push the others into doing something. I'm just like, okay, I'm trying to do it on my own, and let's see what others think about it. It's
So
not-
wait, there's a person right here kicking a dog on the street. Would you go say something? Would you join them, or would you walk by and say
definitely.
nothing?
Well, I don't know. I would just judge them and feel them make judgment.
So you just walk by, say nothing.
No, I never happened. I don't know how I would react.
You can't respond to a hypothetical.
Well, I would say that if I respond in a hypothetical way, it wouldn't be the same as doing it in the real life.
But what would you see it as moral to do?
As moral
Yeah.
to intervene.
To
But maybe that
intervene.
person is like violent, and
So-
if she's violent to a dog, she
Fair
could
enough.
be violent to me. You
But fair
see?
enough. But then, if your action is to intervene, then do you understand this hypothetical in accordance to what you're
Yeah.
doing?
But I agree with that.
Because you're essentially paying right now. You're the person who would go and kick the dog. So what you're saying is that you're not acting morally right now, are you?
True. Yeah, true.
So why not change?
I actually don't know, and that's a fair question that I pose to myself all the time.
Can I give you a video to watch?
Well, are you on social media?
I am, yeah. But only if you promise me to watch this video.
I can watch it.
Okay. Can you scan this QR code?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. You have to watch it now. No.
Yeah. Just watch the minion.
Oh,
Not
gosh,
right now,
no?
of course.
Oh,
no.
yeah.
No.
I'll do
I
it.
just I saw that it's opening up, and I was gonna tell you. So
Yeah.
watch the minion.
Yeah.
Or this one, Gary Yourofsky, the most important
Yeah.
speech ever here. And if you need help, Challenge 22, they hook you up
Okay.
with a nutritionist and help
Yeah.
you go vegan for free, okay?
Okay, thanks.
Cheers,
Thanks for
have a
that.
good one.
You too.
As I said, I'm not in the mood to fight with anybody. She ran away. He was like, yeah, it's bad, but I like it. Sure, as if that somehow morally justifies, but at least he admitted that it's not moral what he's doing, so there you go. That's essentially it, isn't it? Okay, let's have one more conversation, and I think I'm done. I've been roasting in the sun. I don't know if you can tell. My skin is all flashy because I'm sweating also. Was thinking that after we finish this, if you guys want, maybe we'll go on a little bike ride. I've been setting up my bike to be able to put the the phone. So yeah. Hi Chip, I thought you were out today, says Krunal. Yeah, I thought so too, but then I found myself doing the things that I had to do today, finished a little bit early, and then I'm like, what the hell do I do now? So might as well go and speak up for animals a little bit. That's kind of how I see it. Somebody says meat is tasty though. Yeah, I'm not doubting that you may find meat tasty, but I don't know. Do you think that's a good enough moral justification to exploit and slaughter somebody? So would you find it as a good enough justification if somebody started exploiting, I don't know, individuals of a certain race or from a certain community because their flesh would taste good? Would you find that as a moral thing to do? Marcos, thank you so much. Oh my God, Marcos, you always donate to these vegan channels. Thank you. And Marcos, all this that you donated right now will go to a sanctuary because the girl here mentioned protein, and I said I'm a man of my word. If somebody mentions protein, I will, or how to get protein, I will donate it, all of it. So yes, I will donate this. Even the weather has gone completely crazy with intransigence and indifference of people. Right now, Amsterdam, Netherlands, 26 degrees. Mykonos, Greece, 16 degrees. Damn, yeah, that is insane. So if everybody else wants to donate some more, every donation that you're going to be making, I'm going to be sending to an animal sanctuary. So yeah, why not? And yeah, I would do this more often, but I also am part of this, right? Like some of the money YouTube takes, some of the money I have to pay tax on it, and essentially I'll just be giving exactly the amount of money that you donate. I'm 100 kilometers from Chip, and it is here 28 Celsius. Jesus, it's insane. You want to try the social experiment? Awesome, Marcos, awesome. I love my vegan family, says Marcos. And Marcos, we love you, regardless if you donate or not. I just hope to see you here. You don't have to donate. I just appreciate you being here. Okay. Let's see. Also have to go to the bathroom. So you guys up for a bike ride afterwards? What do you guys say? Drop a 1 if you're up for a bike ride, and a 2 or any other number if not, and that's okay. I'll yeah. Yes. Okay. 1, love it. Okay, we'll go for a bike ride then. 1. Yeah. Okay. Let's try to have one more conversation. We'll give it maybe 10 minutes. Try to have one more conversation, and then we'll go on a little bike ride. May I love people who stand up for themselves or what they believe in, but some things that people stand up for are not actually legitimate. All I'm saying is, I'll keep eating my cow. Silver Wolf, do you think you can own sentient beings? You called them your cow? So you are under the impression that sentient beings can be property. Am I understanding that correctly? You're saying that a sentient being, somebody who feels, who has emotions, can simply just be property because you have power over them. You want to try a social experiment? No, I'm down for telling you to not recommend this channel to me again. Silver Wolf, you just called them your cow. So you literally call them as your property, and you are treating them like an object. You are seeing as their flesh is somehow up for you to grab just because you can or because you want to. And if you think that you can treat animals like slaves just because you can or you want to, I think you're making a mistake. And calling me not legitimate for bringing this up to you, or for bringing up to you something that you've been taught your whole life, it's kind of you're the one who's being a little bit disingenuous right now. You can admit that it is wrong what we do to them. You can admit that you think it's bad, and you can try to change, or you can say I'm having difficulty changing, whatever it is. Look at this. Flame Bar says our cows, our chickens, our horses. Yeah, your slaves, exactly. Flame Bear. You treat them like property. You think sentient beings are property. I don't think you should treat animals like property. Animals are not property, just like humans are not property. We're all individuals who deserve freedom, who deserve to not be exploited, slaughtered, enslaved for something that is essentially optional to you. Just because you get benefit from it, just because you can. I don't think you should do that. There's no right way to do the wrong thing, in my opinion. He agrees with boarding human babies, but is against using animals as nourishment. Oh, brother, if you're talking about abortions, you barely know what an abortion is. Jesus Christ. You people have no, some people, that really is so disappointing about people like you who make these claims. The most disappointing thing is that you don't even know what an abortion is, and yet you bring it here as if my stance on abortion would be somehow hypocritical. It is not. I really am pro-sentience. Once the fetus is sentient, it would be immoral to do. Well, it wouldn't be immoral to do an abortion, because I can explain to you also why. Because an abortion is not about killing a fetus, as you've probably been sold on or told as. An abortion is literally the termination of a pregnancy. That's what it means. It's a medical procedure to terminate a pregnancy. Sometimes the fetus dies, sometimes the fetus doesn't die. In fact, there's several situations when abortions have been done and the fetuses have not been killed, but they've been put with life support, and they survived and they became humans. So yeah. Chip, a great human with massive guns. Keep up the amazing work for the animals. Thank you so much, JD. You guys want to try a social experiment?
What's the social experiment?
I just ask you some questions, get you to think a little bit.
Okay, sure, I'll do it.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Sure.
Can you come
How
here?
big is your YouTube channel?
Not big. I'm a small creator.
Oh, that's what they all say.
I like 4,000 people. What's your name?
Ryder, nice to meet you.
Ryder, I'm Chip. Where are you from?
America.
Where from America?
Connecticut.
Connecticut, nice. I'm from Romania. I live here. My sister lives in US. That's why I always ask.
Cool.
Okay, so Ryder, what's your take on oppression?
It's bad. Oppression?
Oppression means cruel and unjust treatment.
Right, yeah.
So it's bad?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, so, and I'm not talking about now systemic oppression, but rather like just an individual to an individual, right? So if there's an individual who has power over you, would it be okay for them to oppress you?
By oppressed, you mean using their power to be cruel to me?
Or unjust, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's imagine, you know who Superman is, right?
Yeah.
Hypothetically, if Superman existed, he would have power over you, correct?
Right.
Would it be fair or just towards you for Superman to come, steal you and do whatever he wants with you?
No, I would not say that's fair.
No. What if he would do it so fast that you wouldn't really know that he's doing that? Would that be fair? Would that still be oppressive?
I still think that'd be oppressive. Yeah.
Okay. So just because you don't know that it's being done to you doesn't make it right. Okay.
Right.
Okay. What if Superman has been doing this like for his whole life, and it's just part of his tradition, his whole thing? Does that make it right?
No.
No.
I don't think it's making it right.
No, okay. So oppression is also not justified in the case of tradition or anything less.
Right.
What if Superman says, hey, I get immense benefit from oppressing you?
What does he mean by immense benefit?
I don't know. He's just like...
he gets pleasure from it?
He gets pleasure from it,
I mean, it doesn't make it any more right.
It doesn't make it more right. Okay, I appreciate that. Okay. So now I'm going to turn this around, right? So Superman is an alien, and it would be wrong for him to oppress any human being. Is it wrong for a human being to oppress an animal?
I guess, and what? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, oppress.
To be cruel and unjust towards them.
Right.
Yeah. So then, do you think that maybe we are oppressing animals when we're forcing them into slaughterhouses, bringing them to life only to kill them for products that are optional to us?
Yeah, to a degree. I also think that we're not animals and humans are on the same level of morality.
Yeah, Superman and humans are not on the same levels of morality,
Well, see-
right? Like Superman will probably value all of his people, Krypton people, more than he would value humans, but it doesn't mean that he gets to do whatever he wants to animals, right?
Right. But I think we look at Superman more as a human.
Because he kind of looks like a human.
Right, right. And
But
therefore,
should we judge based on looks, or should
well,
we judge?
that's
based
kind of
on-
what society's doing. Like dogs, like why can't we not eat dogs? Like as we eat cows, right?
Yeah.
It's because in dogs we see more personality and that kind of stuff, and that because that gives us personalities with morality. It's like, why do you clap when someone kills a moth, but you are horrified when someone kills a butterfly? It's because
Well, I'm
morality.
horrified of both, actually.
Right,
You
right.
shouldn't be killing a moth.
Yeah, you should be killing moth or butterfly.
Yeah.
It's because it's just morality has aesthetics. So, and the aesthetics isn't just by human society. So what do we think is pretty? And
But would you consider it immoral if any of this would be done? Like, do you think what we do to animals is immoral?
I don't raise animals to human, the human morality scale. So if it were
Doesn't
to be done-
matter. I'm just asking you if it's moral or not. Like, if I were to ask you, is it moral to cut the throat of a dog and chop them into pieces to eat them? Would that be moral?
Right. I think it's like it's not black or white. So I think it'd be more of a gray area. So with
What's the gray area? Where's the gray coming from?
just what you would define like. As I said, like aesthetics is kind of morality is based on like aesthetics, and therefore, I can see it's like a double standard. Why would you think?
So
killing
you
it-
think it's moral to choose based on aesthetics who to kill for optional products?
I don't say that's just. I'm just saying that is how it works.
And is that moral to you? Is that how you derive your morals, based on looks?
Well, it's like, why can we end plant life? That's also life, and that's also something that's living and breathing. And
We
yet-
can go into that, but like I just first want to establish this. Like, is your morality based on looks?
I mean, no, but I think everyone's morality is based on aesthetics.
Okay,
so not
so-
necessarily like looks, but it is aesthetics.
So is your morality based on aesthetics?
I think everyone's morality is based on aesthetics.
Well, I'm just asking about yours, not everybody
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
no.
yeah.
So your morality is based on aesthetics.
Yeah, and that's a double standard too, of course. I mean, I
So
understand.
so wait, if it's based on aesthetics, what you're saying is that because a cow doesn't look like a dog, then it's okay to do that to a cow.
Yeah, more like the personality. But yeah.
So why don't you apply it the other way around? If a dog doesn't look like a cow, then it's okay to do it to a dog.
Because that's just not the aesthetics.
It just sounds to me like somebody taught you that it's wrong to do to dogs, and then you apply the aesthetics, right?
Oh, then how would you apply this to plants and that kind of stuff?
I can explain to that again. We'll go into that, but like, if it's wrong, why do you think it's wrong to do to dogs? And this will respond also to plants. Why do you think it's wrong to do to dogs?
I think it's wrong. I mean, I communicate much more with dogs. I mean, dogs part of my life.
Is it just because you place a certain value on them
yeah,
that
for
it's
sure.
wrong?
Yeah.
So if I have zero value for dogs, or if you have zero value for a certain dog, then it would be okay to cut their throat and chop them into
And
pieces.
and in some cultures they place more or less value on certain animals, and that's what that happens. Like, in
But is
Western
that? I'm not talking about what people do, by the way. We're talking about morality, if it's right or wrong. I understand that people do a lot of fucked up shit in the world. I'm just like, I don't think all of it is moral. I don't think killing any animal for food is moral. But like, let's imagine that you would want to do that to a dog. Would that be moral to do? If that dog has zero value to you?
if it's zero, I think old dogs have value. I just look at
Well,
a
no,
dog.
they may have zero value.
Yeah,
like,
but
if-
not to me because I can't see that kind of species of animal with zero value.
So if all the members of that species all of a sudden have value in your eyes.
Right.
Why?
Why do old dogs have value to me? Because it's just they have personality, more personality than.
Well, that applies to cows also. They have personalities also.
Right, but different kind of personality.
The dogs also have different kinds of personalities, right? They don't all have the same type of personalities. They have different kinds of personalities.
Right, right. But
So-
you can understand, like a dog is more intelligent. That's kind of why man.
Pigs are more
is able to-
intelligent than dogs.
For sure, for
And
sure.
cows are kind of have the same cognitive abilities as dogs.
Well, yeah, but
They
it's
even
just, we
play
don't
fetch.
have. It's just the relationship that we would have with cows. I don't have that. Now, if I grew up on a farm and I had a cow as a best friend, and I grew up with the cow and that kind of stuff, I can understand why my values would be different. Then I would value cows.
And you think this is a fair way of judging somebody? whether to kill or not somebody?
What do you mean?
Based on looks, based on relationship you have with them, based on relationship you've had with one of the members of their species.
Right.
So in other words, any individual of another species that you have never had a relationship with, you think it's moral to cut their throat and chop them into pieces?
Yeah, this idea of right or wrong is like, it's very subjective, you know.
That's why I'm asking about your morals.
Yeah. I think I say that's true. I say everyone kind of has that as well.
So you think every member of another species is up for, you can do whatever you want to them, right?
No, I didn't say that. But I say that it's morality is like, we also need to survive, and
well, we don't need to consume animal products in any way to survive.
No. But that's kind of how our traditional lifestyle has been consumed. Especially like nowadays, we're able to question the morality of things because our survival is no longer in danger. You know, the everyday man.
Exactly.
Yeah. And therefore, we can have these discussions about morality.
So nowadays, is it moral nowadays to cut the throat of a cow if you don't have a relationship with that any member of the species from that? Like just because they were born a cow? Like, do you think? Because I'm just like, if a dog doesn't choose to be born a dog and a cow doesn't choose to be born a cow, you seem to think that it's okay to discriminate regardless of what personality, what their wish is. You just seem to think that one is okay to chop into pieces because you've never had a relationship with a member of their species. And there's nothing to blame. Is it their fault that you never had a relationship with a member of their species?
Right. Where do you think? What do you talk about plants then?
Well, plants are not sentient. Do you know what sentience is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the reason why you would give moral consideration to a dog is because of their individuality, as you said, right? Their personality, and that's synonymous with sentience, with consciousness. They have a subjective experience of the world, and so do all of these other animals. Plants do not, though. So
right, but then they're still living and breathing, or they're still, living, right?
Yeah, but they're not conscious.
They're not conscious. But is it then moral that if you're alive but you're not conscious because you're not able to be conscious, that you still deserve to die?
I think if you are killed and you're not conscious, you're not conscious of it, so it's not really an immoral act towards you.
So
right?
then in that case, like all things that are conscious then are on the same moral plane as like humans?
When it comes to the bare minimum of body autonomy and the right to live free of exploitation, yes.
Okay. What kind of changes in society would you like to see from this animal rights?
People to respect animals.
Okay.
I just think I think animals deserve moral consideration. You know, like most people are outraged when they see the Yulin festival in China, how they grill dogs alive and how they put them on a grill, but then they go and do the same thing to a different sentient being,
right?
As if that's not the same thing. It's exactly just as outrageous as it is to dogs. It's just that you've been taught that dogs deserve moral consideration, but I'm just trying to understand if there's any logic behind it, because I don't think it's logical to judge based on looks, like you say, or based on relationships, is it?
Right.
Because then anybody who has never had a relationship with a dog, would you find it moral if that person would be killing dogs?
Again, it's like aesthetics. Like, then how come a lot of people are okay with you killing maybe like an insect or a moth or something that might be a little burdensome to you, and then when you kill a butterfly, they're horrified by that? Like, what? That's also not fair.
Because of the same reason, like as you said, it's part of aesthetics, but that doesn't make it moral. You know, just because everybody does it doesn't mean it's moral, does it?
Right.
I mean, slavery was done for a long time by all across the planet. Doesn't mean it was moral, does it?
No, of course not.
No, yeah. So I didn't bring it up for any other reason, just to prove the point that just because everybody's doing it, or just because they've been doing it for a long time, doesn't make it moral.
Right. No, I agree. Yeah, I just think that morals is based on aesthetics, and that's kind of...
Yeah, but then, so if you agree, so your values say that it's based on aesthetics, and you specifically said that you think it's moral to kill an animal that you've never had a relationship with, or a member of their species, right?
This term of like is it right? I guess like not for just like the fun of it.
Well, but if you can get nutrition from plants,
right,
then when you're killing animals for convenience or taste, isn't it kind of similar to fun? Because it's reasons that don't really justify exploitation and slaughter.
I mean, I guess like
Isn't taste just
if you're,
another
like,
pleasure?
If you're like financially able to do so, then yeah. What about those people that are not financially able to?
Well,
Well, then are they
actually, it's
exempt from
cheaper to be plant-based.
In some areas, yeah. In some areas, not.
Most areas, like, if listen, like, what I'm here advocating is for people to exploit as little and kill as little animals as possible. I'm not here telling you to die, of course.
No, of course not. Yeah.
No, like, but like, if you can choose to not exploit animals, why would you ever choose to do so?
Right, and then that's only applicable though if like your survival is guaranteed, or like if you understand that.
Yeah, but you're in that situation. Your
No, of
survival
course,
is
of course.
guaranteed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you and I want to just want to get back to your morals, because when you said that, I'm sure that even you don't believe that, because if you accept it only for your values, like if you accept this logic for your values, then you should accept that logic for other values, right? Like if I never had a relationship with a dog, then you should see it as moral for me to cut the throat of a dog and chop them into pieces.
Like, and that's what I see people and those festivals or whatever that they're doing.
And do you find it moral what they do?
I don't find it dismoral.
So you don't find it immoral?
No.
So you find it moral?
Yeah.
It's either moral or immoral.
I find that like it's like moral against like I would never do it because I've had a relationship, and therefore me doing it would be not moral.
Yeah.
But because they don't have that relationship, their culture is like that, then I understand that is then for them moral.
So then by your own logic, then Superman, in the hypothetical that I just described, if Superman never had an interaction with a human being, then it would be moral for Superman to kidnap a human being and do whatever he wants to them because he never had a relationship with, with a human being.
And then we're looking at it from our perspective. If, of course, for us it's not moral, but for Superman, I'm sure he has no moral qualms about that. Because
So wait, in the case of oppression, which is what we started with, should we consider only the oppressor's perspective, or should we not consider the individuals who are oppressed?
Of course, we should consider the individuals. But I'm understanding that the oppressor thinks it's moral.
Yeah, but should we, when the oppressor thinks it's moral, should we care about what the oppressor thinks, or should we care about what the oppressed perspective is?
Well, seeing that we are the oppressor, we have to care about our values, and then we also have to care about the ones that cannot, that are being put down. We also have to care about their values as well.
But wait, wouldn't that also justify exactly what I just said, slavery? Because in the case of slavery, the oppressors were the people who were owning other human beings, and they considered it moral to do so.
Yeah. In that time, they considered it moral.
Was it moral?
No, of course not. And as we progress in society, then we learn our morality changed, and we had all.
So what should we have done? Can you guys see me? Is everything buffering? Okay. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Am I back? Can you guys see me? Seems okay? Seems okay. You're back. Yes, I'm back. Okay. Sorry, everybody. How long was I gone? Damn it. There was a pretty good conversation. We missed that conversation. Shit. It's a pity. It was a pretty good conversation. It was essentially, he essentially kind of opened up towards the end. 10 minutes. Ah, Jesus, I'm sorry. He opened up eventually towards the end. That's a pity. But yeah, I'm back. Okay, let's go for a bike ride. Fuck this, it's warm as shit. I'm all sweaty, as you can see. And yeah, all good now. Okay, let's do this. It was. Sound is good. Okay. Well, the conversation was pretty good. He kind of opened up, as I said, towards the end, and he realized that. Because I really did. It's a pity because I really did challenge him pretty hard on what he would do in the case of slavery, and yeah. He kind of understood what I meant, what I told him. It's kind of a pity. But yeah, let's go for a bike ride. I'm cooking right here. It's gonna be. I'm sure you can hear me from the sound on my phone. Can you guys hear me? Back. Yeah. How's the sound? Audio good? Okay. What I'm gonna do is, sorry everybody, it's the heat that is warming up the phone. It seems that when it's so warm, there isn't a lot we can do about it. Sorry, just trying to get this microphone to stay in a nice way. Okay. Okay. I put the microphone. The thing that I put on the bike, I already tried it out, and it doesn't work. Oh, it's so funny. I gotta buy me some equipment. It seems like no matter how much equipment I buy, I really want to just get to this point where I'm like taking you guys on a road trip with me. Yeah, so I'm running on battery right now. Oh, sorry. Chip, can you imagine a smartphone with an animal leather case? Disgusting. Yeah, disgusting indeed. Hang on a second. Oop. Oop. Okay. Okay. Let's go on a bike ride. Let me see how I can do this, because this. Okay, you know what, everybody? I think I'm gonna not use this one. Give me a second. Okay, sorry about that. Not gonna be using this one. I don't know how to use it. I bought it for nothing. I hate this. I really wanted to do something out of it, but I don't see any good use for it, because if I have a battery attached to it, it's this. It does the same. Sorry, everybody. It's always like that. Well, let me put you. Luckily, I knew that this might be an issue, so I got the other one with me. Shit. I'll put you down for a second, okay? Okay. Okay. Let me get everything and we'll get going. So the problem is I got this, what do you call it? This thing that stabilizes. DJI thing. That's supposed to make my life easier, but it just makes my life considerably more difficult. It doesn't seem to do what I want it to do. And I wanted it for stability and stuff, so that I can just walk with you guys and bike with you guys without, you know, having some stability issues. But it seems like that's not working out, so it's okay. I still have my normal stick. How's the sound so far? All good? Audio good. Okay. I'll turn it around and let's go for a little bike ride. Little, maybe a little bit more than just a little. Let's just bike for a little bit as we discuss, have some fun. Actually, wait, I need to get something before I go. So the last conversation was actually quite a good one. As I was saying, the guy actually eventually opened up. And he said that he'll have to think more about his moral values and he'll try to make some changes and such. So maybe that will be good. But let's see. All we can do is hope. I'm just gonna go in any random direction. If you guys want to tell me take a left, take a right, I'll go left or right, whatever you guys say. Otherwise, we're just gonna be biking a little bit. Go up. I don't think there's an up to go, but fine, I'll go left here. Just because it kind of goes up. There's people on the canals now with the boat because it's so beautiful, but it's still a work day, of course, so people will be at work. I guess towards the evening it will be full of boats. This is a really nice neighborhood, by the way. They made it almost fully pedestrian, as you can see. Only some cars are allowed in here, which is really nice to see. I mean, this kind of stuff you'll always see in Amsterdam. It's one of the reasons why I moved here and why I'm staying here. Because of the availability, because of the walkability. It's just insane how much easier your life is when your city is facilitating you to move around with ease. Okay, well, I'm just gonna go right here. That's how I normally go anyways. Just gonna take you a little bit on a bike ride. Maybe let's go through a nice park a little bit. This is kind of how a residential area, well, this is the pipe right now, but there really isn't that much of a difference from any other area, as in number of people wise. There's a bit more people on the streets here, but if your impression is that Amsterdam is a busy city, it is not. It's pretty chill, pretty free in general. Thank you for the ride. Yeah, and by the way, everybody, feel free to... Oh, look at these assholes. Nice to meet. Fuck you. Let's see, maybe we can... Nah, we can't stop by. He's taking a left now. Yeah, this is how cities should be, exactly. And by the way, everybody, if you want to go be on the ride, be along on the ride. If you feel you want to go do something else, do something else. That's okay. We're all open here to whatever. It doesn't really matter. You saw the nice to meet. Okay, let's see where they're going. Maybe we can talk to them. How's the wind, by the way? Are you guys hearing the wind as much as I hear it? No wind. Wow. Wow, this microphone does wonders. Okay. Let's go to a little park. Have a sit. Ooh, maybe I can take you guys on a supermarket. Let me show you how a Dutch supermarket is. Let's see how difficult it is to get plant-based products, huh? Everybody's like, oh, but it's so difficult to be vegan. I bet you it is not. Okay, we're gonna go then. Let me grab a sandwich and then sit in the park with you and eat my sandwich. I hope they have them, because a lot of the times the plant-based sandwiches are the ones who are sold first. So let's see. How's the chat doing? A van full of carcasses, indeed. A van full of carcasses chopped up into pieces. Sentient beings exploited and slaughtered. All in the name of profit. Imagine that. All in the name of profit. It's insane. The nice thing about it is that if I hold the phone like this, it's like having a mirror, you know? I'm like, huh, I can see in the mirror. There's nobody behind me. Okay. Repent, my brother. I don't believe in any God, and if I were to believe in God, why would I all of a sudden believe in your God? Huh? Do you think that your God is in any way special? As I told you, I'd rather believe in a God that's made in the shape of an animal. Okay, we got to the store. Let's go get a sandwich. Let's see how the store is here. Somebody said I represent omnivores, so you represent forcing animals into slaughterhouses. Is that really something you want to represent? Exploitation, abuse, and slaughter? I don't think you should represent that. Put you down for a second. I don't think that's something good. God didn't make humans to fist cows. Exactly. The wind knocked you down. Damn wind. Okay, I'll put you here. This tripod isn't the best. Okay. Let me also turn off Wi-Fi, as I normally connect to the store Wi-Fi. Microphone off. I've been warned. About what? To repent. Oh, brother. I was Christian at some point. Being Christian is not that great. You are so chill, yeah. Maybe you need a small robot helper. Oh, that would be amazing. As you can see, I have a lot of stuff to carry around. Okay, let's go get a sandwich. Oh, maybe I don't leave the keys in my bike, damn it. Sorry. This is how it is if you have so much shit working around. I guess that's the benefit of having a car, huh? That you don't have to carry all that shit with you. Okay. Okay, let's go get a sandwich. I'm stuck. That's it. That was not easy, huh? Stopping is always a difficult part. Let me turn this around and show you kind of what we can find. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep it a little bit down so we don't see people. So of course there's a lot of fruit, as you can see. A lot of veggies also, well, also actually fruits, veggies on that side, salads. This is the Vegetarislager that it's discounted this week. Also, this is the plant-based options. It's pretty big, huh? You always have something. And sandwiches, there's only 2 left that are plant-based. Bacon and the pesto chicken. I'm gonna be choosing the pesto chicken, I think. It's so good in here, it's so nice and chill. Yeah, it's bread. Hi. Oh, sorry, I'm just, I wanted to go get a sandwich. Is that okay?
That's okay, but you cannot film in the store.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll get out. I'll keep it down so that nobody's while I'm here. Because if I stop it, I have to stop the whole live, but I'm live right now.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, I'm not allowed to film, so I'm just going to be keeping it like this for a second. Now I'm going out. Got a sandwich. Sorry, everybody. I was wondering if I'm allowed to film or not. There you go. This is, you're going on a day with me right now. A weird day. Just Oop. Sorry. Trying to get out. Okay. When you have a lot of shit, it's difficult. But I got a sandwich. Let's go into a park. Let's eat it together. A little bit of a bike ride also. Sorry, everybody. I really wanted this whole thing to be a little bit more professional, but I guess some things I'm allowed to do, some things I'm not, huh? Did you say Tesco? It's not Tesco, no, it's an Albert Heijn. As you can see the brand behind me. I wish there were a Tesco here. Well, actually Albert Heijn is pretty good also. I found that the supermarkets here in Netherlands are actually quite good. Eat your veggies. Got me a sandwich. Yeah, I did. Okay, now let's go to a park. I'm gonna turn this around. Okay. The park is pretty close by. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Welcome to the Netherlands. Biking everywhere. Wee, says somebody. Being vegan is so easy. Dealing with non-vegans is not 100%. That's the most difficult part about being vegan, dealing with non-vegans. And especially if it's like family or friends, then it's the difficult part. And you don't really need to give up on your friends at all, of course, but oh, look at this canal, by the way. It's just lovely. Okay, we'll be entering the park right now. Okay. Waiting on the cars. Normally I would have gone by now, but when I'm with this setup, starting it is a little bit more difficult. So, okay. Yeah, lovely city, exactly. This is a nice little park. Neil Smith, welcome to the vegan family. Hell yeah, welcome vegan friend. Nice to see you here. It's pretty, yeah. This is Beatrix Park. It's not a big park, no. It's a relatively small one, but it's a nice one. And let's find a place somewhere next to water. I think I know exactly where. And have the sandwich together. Last time we were in a canal. Chip, do a wheelie for the animals. Wade Harris, my wheelies are kind of horrible. One of the reasons why I started going to gym was to learn all of this, like to do wheelies, to okay, we're gonna take a right here. To do wheelies, to stand on my hands. But then I started weightlifting and I fell in love with it, so yeah, that's what I do now. Okay, let's see if we find some shade. Seeking shade. I was thinking somewhere there, but there's no shade there. Oh no. Okay, we're gonna go somewhere else. Oh, there's shade on this area. Ooh, I think I found a place. Okay. Okay, but I'm gonna have to go around so that I respect everybody's right to walk. I'm not gonna bike on the walking part. So we're just gonna go around and get there. Okay, let's go right here. Okay, I don't know if you guys remember, but I did a show on Sky's stream at some point in the park. I was on that bench right there. Okay, so I think this is where we'll be sitting. It's shady. It's shady. It's nice, and there's also some little birds that we can see. So perfect. Okay. Let me put you down for a second. Okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna be sitting by this tree right here. Let me just show you real quick what I have here right next to me. Who I have here right next to me, actually, not what. Sure. Look at this guy. Look at him. Just enjoying, chilling. Look at that. And then look at these guys over here chilling also. Gonna put the phone somewhere. Somebody said I crushed millipedes. I doubt it, first of all. And second, they're not sentient. What we focus on is sentience, my man. Do you know what sentience is? Okay. Probably gonna get a bit dirty because it's not a lot of grass here. But look at this guy right here. He's looking at me like, hey, what's going on there? What are you doing there? What are you doing there? You allowed to film me? You're not allowed to film me. Why are you doing that? Hey, stop looking at my butt. Stop looking at my butt.
Hey, James, is this guy bothering you, James? James, is he bothering you? We can come and fuck him up, James. James, we'll fuck this guy up if he's bothering you.
No, he's cool, guys, he's cool. No, he's just here, he's a vegan, guys. He's one of us, he looks after us.
But James, he's a human, James.
Okay, well, the bench is nice and free. So we're gonna be sitting on the bench then. Ah, yes. Just bring everything with me. Okay. Chip, do you have to? Oh my God. Wait, maybe I need to sit on the ground for this one. Good bike, looks comfortable. Yeah, Chip, do you have to lock your bike when you go in the store? Yeah, they have this lock right here at the wheel, and you just lock it and that's it. How old are you, mate? I'm 37, 38 will be this year. This is what I'll be eating. It says plantardich. I never know how to pronounce that word. Keep pesto smack. It's a chicken, vegan chicken with pesto. Kind of looks like this. Pretty decent. Pretty decent. It's made of soy, the chicken. Some spinach, sun-dried tomatoes, pesto, and some vegan mayo. It's pretty good. You look 45, not trying to be funny. Yeah, I know. So what? I've always looked older. I think I explained it in my last stream that I'm the type of person who I looked younger until until puberty hit me. And the minute that puberty hit me, I looked older. You say phytoestrogens, oxalates. What's wrong with phytoestrogens? Phytoestrogens are extremely healthy. Oxalates, well, you know what? Oxalates are anti-nutrients, yeah? But oxalates, you don't have to, not all foods contain oxalates. Only spinach contains oxalates, and it usually binds to metals. So if you're eating calcium or stuff like that, you're not gonna have any issues with oxalates. You're just not gonna absorb the calcium. I'm a certified nutritionist, man. I learned this kind of stuff. I wish I could show you what I see, maybe. Maybe I can show you also kind of what I see. It's not a lot of movement happening there. I'll just put it like this. Enjoy, looks delicious. It's pretty good, yeah. It's pretty lightweight sandwich. I think it's got like 300 calories in total, not a lot. So, Wolf Chronicles, do you think animals deserve moral consideration? Peaceful, yeah. I think that at some point you gotta start considering animals, right? At some point you gotta stop. You gotta exit out of this whole programming that you've been dealt with. At some point you gotta realize that they deserve moral consideration, that they deserve to be alive just as much as you. Just because they're born a different species doesn't mean they don't deserve to be live, or that they deserve somehow to be exploited and slaughtered just because you want to. Like, look at this. Look at this. It's what? It's plant-based. You don't need animal-based products. It's simple. The fact that we met a woman who was vegan and she lives in Trinidad and Tobago, that's insane. That's insane that so many people complain about how difficult it is to be vegan in places where they're like probably have immense options. But then people who are in Trinidad and Tobago are like, yeah, it's easy. Give the plants a chance. Well, if you're vegan, you're killing less plants. You realize that, right? Dawn will do it. Do you realize that animals are fed considerably more plants than you would otherwise eat to get the same amount of nutrition? You realize that? Peg says that was tough to find. Yeah, she found me, huh? You don't feel sorry for the plants. Jesus Christ, I just explained it. But I guess you just tuned in or something. First of all, plants are not sentient. So no, I don't feel sorry for the plants. Second, even if you think that plants are sentient, you would be killing less plants if you're vegan. Simple. Flex your biceps. I don't know. It's pretty good. Don will do it. Yes, they are. Really? Don will do it. Do you also think the Earth is flat? Because a statement like plants being sentient is pretty it's kind of along the same ridiculous lines as the Earth being flat. And usually people argue with plants having feelings along the same lines as the people who say the Earth is flat, by the way. Because they go like, well, how do you know? Well, I've never seen this. Well, what if they're lying to you? Well, that stuff like that. So, you know. Somebody says you support antinatalism. Final destination, I hope you're also vegan. Because I don't think you can be an antinatalist and not be vegan, huh? Don will do it, you're making stuff up again. Don will do it, you know what? I'm actually here to chill a little bit. How about you just document yourself on the matters before you speak? I'm just saying. Coming up with ridiculous statements like plants being sentient when plants don't have a brain or a central nervous system is a little bit on the outrageous side, wouldn't you say? It's like claiming computers are sentient. And yet computers have more of a brain than plants do. Hi bro, eat some chips. I don't have chips. I just had a sandwich. I thought I would chill with you guys a little bit. I went on a little bit of a bike ride. So final destination, are you vegan? I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Thank you, Chip, and all vegan activists, all vegan here for the rest of this chat. Please think deep and be vegan. It's a great feeling. You're right, Marcos, it is a great feeling. Final destination, yes sir, vegan for life. Hell yeah, man, awesome. Man or woman or whatever, thank you. Meat tastes good. I'm a mean mofo. I don't even care that much about other people. Ricky Hearn, that's not something to be proud of, man. The fact that you're indifferent, you know, I'm indifferent to beings in general. I don't really care about people or animals or anybody. I'm just like, I think it's a great injustice what we do to animals. Well, actually, I do care about animals. What am I saying? I care about people and animals also. But even if you don't care, it doesn't really matter. You just need to give them the bare minimum respect of not exploiting and slaughtering them. You don't need to speak up for them if you don't feel like it, although it would be cool. It's just about not being for an injustice, you know? Don't be cruel and unjust towards innocent sentient beings. It's not worth it. Chip, do we know why or what we can do for B12 to absorb in our bodies? But B12, I mean, you can get a B12 supplement that absorbs. If I'm not mistaken, B12 taken with vitamin C also enhances absorption. But I don't remember correctly, I'll have to look it up. But theoretically, B12, if you take it as a supplement, you will have no issue absorbing it. And especially if you take it as sublingual. Sublingual is much, much better. People are insensitive. You're right, Final Destination, they are. I mean, look at this. Let me show you. Look at these cute guys. Look at them. They're just trying to enjoy their life. They're just sitting there, minding their own business, you know? They're like, I don't give a shit. I just want to sit, do nothing. I'm sorry for moving. That's it. I just want to sit and do nothing, you know? Imagine now if somebody was just calm and like what we do to them, do what we do to them, forcefully inseminate them, exploit them. Well, for what? I mean, look how cute they are. They're just minding their own business, doing nothing. There's this guy over here, Jim. Hey, Jim, Jim. Sitting there. I don't know if you can tell. But yeah, they deserve moral consideration. Don't deserve to be used as product. Look at them. They're cute. They're cute to us. You know what cute? Why we find them cute? Because we like them, because we sympathize with them. We should not be forcing them to do what we want to do. Ducks were always kind of my favorite, by the way. see. I had the sandwich. Maybe it would be nice to go on a little bit more of a bike ride. I don't think I have it in me more than 10 minutes, and afterwards I might need to go and use the toilet. I love going duck hunting. Jesus Christ, man. Look at them. Look at them. Look, they're just minding their own business, trying to live their life, sometimes doing absolutely nothing, you know, nothing there, just sitting, minding their own business. Look at them. Do you think these ducks want to be exploited and slaughtered for you? Look, they just want to chill. They just want to have a normal life, like all of us. Chill, maybe sit in the sun, maybe sit in the shade, maybe eat something, maybe swim a little bit, maybe fly a little bit. They're fairly similar to us. There's no reason for you to hunt them, to exploit them, slaughter them. So many comments from vegetables, Jesus. It's all God's plan. No, over the hills and far away. If you are that religious as to call everything and you are here to tell me to repent, how about you stop being violent towards animals? Do you think your God, a compassionate God, would rather you be violent for optional products, for money, would rather you choose violence, exploitation and slaughter for something you don't need for animals? Do you think your compassionate God would rather you kill and slaughter animals just because you can? Come on. Use some logic. If you're gonna be religious, at least use some logic within your religious views. Okay. Let's go. Let's go forward. Okay. Let's go a little bit through the city. And then that's it. We can all go. Oh, sorry, everybody. Wait. Trying to set up everything so that we can go. Okay. This park is beautiful, says Martin. Yeah, Martin. I think like Vondel Park was a nice park, but there's better parks in Amsterdam. Chip, raise that guy. I don't even know which guy. But okay. Oh, look at this. Also the little flowers. Okay, I'm gonna take a left here. I think that's where I came through. And yeah, such a beautiful place. I agree. It's very pretty. Final Destination says, I love bicycling. Final Destination, you have to, I don't know if you live already in the Netherlands, but if not, move to the Netherlands. That's a video idea. Chip challenging people to athletic competitions to prove his point. Yeah, how hot is it? Asks Mr. Manx. To be honest, in the shade it's quite all right, but in the sun it's pretty hot. It's like 27, 28 degrees today. Gets really hot. He has done a push-up challenge before. Yeah, I mean, I could try, but you know, it's like, I don't think that proves anything. That's the whole reason why I don't do these. And I have been talking to some really powerful vegan people, and we're gonna be challenging people on the street on deadlifts, bench press, or squats. But it doesn't really matter, that's the thing, right? Because as we all know, strength doesn't necessarily come from what you eat. It's a ridiculous thing. It's a little bit of genetics, a little bit of how you train. I mean, you know, one of the strongest lifters, I forgot his name. He's on YouTube. He used to be enhanced, as in was on steroids. He's no longer on steroids, but he's still very strong. Oh, Clarence. I think everybody, if you're in the lifting community, you should probably know who Clarence is. He's vegan. He's very strong. Doesn't matter. You can be vegan and strong, vegan and weak. Eat animal products and strong, eat animal products and weak. The whole point is that you can live this, at least the same type of life. Be strong, be healthy, and not exploit animals, not kill sentient beings, not force them into slaughterhouses. That's just it. You don't need to do any of it. So why would you ever choose to? Yeah, Dawn of the Hill, don't strawman the argument. I think I made a pretty convincing argument. You picking on just one part of it would imply that you're strawmanning it. Don't do that. This whole thing, don't kill mosquitoes, it's also strong, man, but whatever. Don't kill mosquitoes. Hey, if an animal attacks you, you have the right to defend yourself, as I've said it countless times. Whether that animal is a mosquito, a snake, a dog, a chicken, or whatever. But if it's an innocent animal, there's no reason for you to force them into a slaughterhouse just so that you can get something that you can anyway get without doing that. I see you really are Dutch now. I mean, I identify with a lot of parts of the Dutch culture, especially the biking and being cheap, not spending money on things you don't need. But there's a lot of things that I identify with the Romanian culture also, since I'm from Romania. Culture is just that. I think we put way too much accent on it. You can try to identify with it, but when culture brings needless exploitation, there's no reason for you to continue doing that. You can always adapt it. Like, I'm not saying don't do your rituals which you want to do. Huh. Ricky Harris says, Anseleg. Just saying, adapt it so that you don't exploit and slaughter sentient beings. There's no reason for it. Somebody said proof of evolution. There's somebody in the chat who doesn't believe in evolution. Oh my God, man. How have we reached this place in a society where we're going backwards with the information? It's statements like that. It's statements like, my God says it's okay to be violent towards animals. Stuff like that, which literally makes me be an anti-theist. It's stuff like that. Honestly, like, really, you're using God as a justification to do your horrible shit. You're using God as a justification to deny science. Come on. I think it's time if you want to believe in God, far be it from me to tell you who to believe in. I personally don't. But if you want to do that, well, at least you know what? Adapt your belief system a little bit. Don't believe in the bullshit that was sold to you at some point. Deny science. Who says shit about that? Well, if you don't believe in evolution, you are essentially denying science. Yes, you are a science denier. Okay, actually we're gonna get to Vondelpark now. Another park, why not? So we're gonna get to this park. We're gonna bike a little bit there, but then I'm gonna have to end because my battery is draining fast. And I can't put it to charge while I'm biking for some reason. It's kind of messed up. So yeah, let's bike a little bit like this right now. And then we'll be moving. You talk about science, but you can't prove it. You can't prove evolution. Yes, you can. There's plenty of evidence for evolution. There's more evidence. Somebody says they'll pay me 100 euros if I fall. No, thank you. I'm not for sale, man. I hate it when there's a lot of cars. They just get in the way always. Oop. Okay, let me see if I can turn this around. Show you another beautiful street of Amsterdam next to Vondelpark. Looks warm there. It is very warm. Okay, wait. Okay. Berlin is sunny too. Hell yeah. I think Alexandra's online now, right? She's live. Looking forward to hearing her conversation. I'm gonna go in a park right now, bike a little bit here, and then, well, that's it, everybody. Okay. Ah, shit, it's so busy. I think it's, give me just 1 second. Okay. It's really busy in Vondelpark. But that's because this is it's a pretty famous park. Most people come here. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Look at this. It's full of people everywhere. Just enjoying the sun, sitting in the shade, minding their own business, enjoying their life. There's the supplier van. I don't know why they're going through the park, but I'm guessing because they're supplying something. Look at this. It's full of people. Can you take too much B12? No, you cannot. Your B12 is a vitamin that gets eliminated through your pee. It doesn't bind to fat. It's water soluble. It's not fat soluble. It's water soluble. So So if you take too much B12, you'll just pee it out. Nothing can happen. Worst case scenario, you waste your money, you know, because you paid for it, I'm assuming. But no, nothing can happen. I did injections and supplements, and my levels went back to normal levels, then I stopped. You should take supplements. Consider taking like 1,000 milligrams twice per week. That should be enough. Alex and Rafaela are alive now from Berlin. They have sunny weather too. Heck yeah, looking forward to watching them. Alex always does such a great outreach. Full of people. Chet, how come you are in direct contradiction with other nutritionists that recommend meat and other animal products? I've had 2 other separate ones and neither ever recommended. First of all, if a nutritionist recommends that you eat animal products without any motivation behind it, without any empirical data, then you should probably not trust everything that a nutritionist says, just like you should probably not trust everything that I say. I believe the data speaks for itself. I'm not saying trust me, I'm saying trust the data. The data is pretty clear that we don't need animal products to thrive. Can you have animal products and thrive? Sure. Do you need to? No. So I'm sure that if any nutritionist is telling you to consume animal products, they're telling you because they're working under the assumption that you want to consume animal products. If you tell a nutritionist that you don't want to consume animal products, I'm sure they won't tell you that you will die if you don't consume animal products, or that you will have health consequences if you don't. I'm sure they'll just tell you, please be mindful, maybe take a B12 supplement, please be mindful about certain vitamins which normally you would have an easier time getting them from animal products, but you can still get them from plant-based products. You just gotta be careful and look after them. I think that's the whole business behind it. And yeah, as somebody mentioned, B12 is not a vitamin that you can anyway easily get from animal products also, because animals are actually supplemented B12 themselves, or it is recommended that they are. And in the end, you end up just getting a second-hand B12 supplement. Vitamin D, you can get it from the sun. And in fact, the funny thing is that B12 and vitamin D are things that any nutritionist will tell also somebody who is consuming only animal products, like on a carnivore diet. My battery is running out, everybody. I'm at 10%. I think we have a couple more minutes left. That's it. We're gonna be biking a little bit here. Then I'm closing the stream. I appreciate everybody for being here. Cool hat, thank you. All the donations that you guys made, I think it's at 26.1 euros. Thank you, Mark J, for donating just now. Unfortunately, I cannot read it right now. I'll scroll in a second. All the donations that you guys made, I will donate to a sanctuary, but I appreciate everybody for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Let's end all of the animal holocaust together, okay? I'll donate 26.1 euros to a sanctuary. Bye, everyone.